held in the Meadowlands of New Jersey. Giants Stadium, the scene for the regular season finale. AFC Eastern champions New England here against the New York Giants. Bill Parcells returns, the big tune-up. He rode the Giant wave to 2 Super Bowl titles in his 8 years as head coach of the Giants. Now he eyes a keen opportunity, a win that carries a bye bonus and home field advantage for the Patriots in the playoffs. Dan Reeves' eyes flash outward fire, but hide disappointment, even anger. Little doubt this will be his last game as Giants coach. An unexpected win by his crippled, less talented team would be some solace. It would be his career 150th win. In 3 hours, he'll begin the start of his next coaching life. And we welcome you to Giant Stadium, a stadium and field where this man played many big games and many winning efforts. The question is, will this Giants team play hard for Dan Reeves today?
Well, it is the big question, Dick. And how do you get this team to play hard? You change things up. And that's what the Giant coaches have done. On defense, expect them to be aggressive. Blitz Drew Bledsoe, try to make some big plays. On offense, put Dave Brown in the shotgun for the first time this year. Give him a few more opportunities, because otherwise you really have no chance of beating the New England Patriots.
Well, and the Giants have made no question statistically that they are the worst offensive team in the league against a New England Patriots defense that improved after they were humiliated by Denver.
Ted Johnson, the middle linebacker of the New England Patriots, told us yesterday, see, we were totally embarrassed 5 weeks ago. Bill Parcells said we substituted some players. We changed some people around. Well, since then, the last 4 games, they're giving up about 54 yards on defense rushing, 10.5 points per game. Now, if that isn't turning your defense around, Dick, I don't know what is.
Well, as you head to the playoffs, the pressure on the quarterback, and for the New England Patriots, it's the 24-year-old arm of Drew Bledsoe. Bledsoe looks to the playoffs. The Patriots, with a win today, will get a week off next weekend.
Welcome back to the Meadowlands. I'm Jim Gray. Well, the Giants' offense is the worst in the NFL, and today they've got even more problems. Their starting backfield is out of today's game. Rodney Hampton and Tyrone Wheatley. They're going to be replaced by Gary Downs and Charles Way. I was speaking to one of the Giants' assistant coaches before the game. He says, well, today we're going to have to play in our backfield with some non-scholarship athletes. Then he thought about it for a minute, and he said, well, really, we're going to be playing with a couple of walk-ons. All of this is going to put a lot more pressure on Dave Brown, who's already been struggling, Dick.
And all the cards seem to be against Dan Reeves' Giants, especially on the offensive side of the ball. If they're to win today, the consensus is they'll do it defensively, as they showed the Dallas Cowboys in a major win during the course of this 6-9 year. Meanwhile, Bill Parcells, a win today would be the 11th for the Patriots and match the franchise record for wins. And before Parcells came on the field with his team, look at that face. He told us this would be a tough game. It appears he's fighting back tears, Phil Simms.
Well, like we said, Dick, he hates everything this game is standing for today, coming back in here, playing against his old team, his old bosses. But, hey, don't forget, he wants to win this game for what it means for his team.
Del Luiso to a former New York Giant, Dave Meggett, who burrows to the 27-yard line, and we're underway. The Patriots bring out their offensive unit, and Drew Bledsoe, 25 touchdown passes this year, the second-rated scoring offense in the league, with Armstrong going to his 5th Pro Bowl. Roberts, a former Giant, Wohlbaugh, Rucci, and Lane, the offensive line. Bledsoe with Curtis Martin. Martin, again, the leading rusher. He goes to Honolulu. Keith Byers, the veteran. Sean Jefferson with a brilliant rookie. Terry Glenn, he's just 1 catch away from the NFL record for rookies. And Ben Coates, the tight end. Bledsoe comes out throwing. Underneath to Martin. And Martin tackled at the 32-yard line after a gain of 5. Felipe Sparks at the left corner made the stop. And here are the Giants. The men in blue have Strahan, Harris, Agnew for Keith Hamilton, who won't play today, and Bradsky at the other end. Armstead has had an outstanding year. Widmer and Miller, the other backers. Sparks and Sehorn, another player, Jason Sehorn, leads the team in interceptions 4 and forced fumbles 5, with Campbell and Wooten at safety. Second down 6. Screen. Slipping and sliding is Martin, and he's tackled for a loss at the 28-yard line by former Patriot Ray Agnew. A loss of 3.
You know, if I'm the Patriots, I would do what they just did. I come out here and I get physical with the Giants. I know that it's their last game for the Giants and not for the Patriots. Stick it to them, really hit them hard, and say, hey, look it, it's going to be a long day for you.
Yeah, make it a fight and see if the Giants are willing to fight the whole game today. But the Giants defense, they played pretty well this year. They got to blitz, take some chances, make some turnovers, and they've got to take away number 88, Terry Glenn.
3rd down 9. Dave Meggett in the backfield. Underneath, complete, but for short yardage, that goes to Terry Glenn and ties the NFL rookie record, his 83rd catch, but far short of a first down. 3 and out for the Patriots.
You know, the one thing about a team like this for your Giants, you're a much better football team, New England, than the Giants. Don't let them have any confidence. I mean, they should have stuck it to them right at the beginning.
Well, there you see Glenn tying 49er rookie Earl Cooper. All those other names were running backs, and Glenn establishing himself as really a star player for the Patriots this year, and missed the first game of the season with an injury. Tom Tupa, the former Ohio State quarterback, is the punter. Arthur Marshall at the other end. Almost whiffed that one, and Marshall grabbed by an arm, now grabbed by the rest of his anatomy, and down he goes inside the 35-yard line.
Hey,
Mario Greer made the tackle, and on come the Giants' Dave Brown, who's heard plenty of boos. Even when he's done some things well, they boo him here. Bishop Smith, Brian Williams. Many feel he should have been a Pro Bowl player. Ron Stone and Scott Gregg, the offensive line. It's been porous. They've sacked Brown and his other quarterbacks 54 times at league high. Downs and Way are the running backs. Little known, little opportunity, as all the top players, Hampton, and as it goes to Gary Downs, and he gets short yardage, as most of them have the 35-yard line. Keith Elias is injured, won't play. Rodney Hampton, the leading rusher, he won't play. Tyrone Wheatley won't play today. Collins, Wheeler, Sangapulatelli, and Willie McGinnis. McGinnis with 9.5 sacks to lead the team. Saab, Johnson, and Collins. Johnson, the leading tackler. Law and Smith, young and old at the corners, and Lawyer Malloy from Washington, and Willie Clay, the safeties. Clay, 4 interceptions to lead the Pats. 2nd and 8. And it's Downs up the middle. 3rd-round pick a couple of years ago out of North Carolina State.
Well, if I'm the New England Patriots, and what I do, and the Giants have run 2 plays, which I thought New England would do. But if I'm New England, what I want to do is I want to blitz. I want to put as much pressure on Dave Brown in passing situations as you can and make him throw the ball away.
why? I wouldn't do that if I was New England's defense, Paul, because I wouldn't want Dave Brown and this Giant offense to get fortunate or lucky and have that one big play that leads to a score. Make them drive down the field. They've struggled with that all year long.
3rd down, a short 3. The Giants worst in the league 3rd down efficiency, under 30%. A lot of 3 and outs for the men in blue. The throw complete. They get a first down this time to Chris Callaway. Callaway, the leading receiver. That's his 52nd catch.
Well, that's Dave Brown's go-to guy, Chris Callaway. But the one thing I've noticed already in this game, in every aspect, a lot of players slipping, and the field looks like it could be freezing. But Chris Callaway, pretty physical receiver, pushes off on Ty Law, gives a little opening for Dave Brown to throw the football.
And he had all the time to throw the ball. He didn't blitz him either.
First down just inside the 50. And the give to Downs, trying to get outside, and does. 45 and falls down. He slips at the 41-yard line after a 9-yard run.
Well, that's what you're talking about, Phil. They get to the outside. In this part of the field, there's been shade the whole time before the game. They didn't get much sun. And when you see Downs get out to the outside and he gets himself into the shaded area, that's just ice out there. And when he makes the turn to go up, watch his feet. There they go.
Had a blocker. He had another 5-10 yards ahead of him.
Well, you got to say this. Gary Downs now coming in the backfield, basically off the street, but he brings a little more speed to the halfback position, and this could be a little plus for the Giants.
He gets a first down on that try-off tackle. Ted Johnson leads the defensive charge, and Gary Downs, drafted by the Giants in the 3rd round 2 years ago. Then he went to Denver, and then here this year, cut by the Broncos. Coaching junior high school, a personal trainer, re-signed when the Giants needed help with the injuries, and last week finally an opportunity to play against the Saints and rush for 42 yards. 19 yards in this first possession. Brown on first down, throwing long. And it's Thomas Lewis with a catch inside the 5-yard line.
I'm just going to say it one more time. They rushed 4 guys. They give them time to throw the football. And you know, this is a game I said before when we did this about this team here. You look at Lewis down the sideline. Here's a team that they're not just going to roll over and die, the Giants. They got one game to play. They want to show these people they still can play football.
Well, already, Paul, you can see physically that the Giants match up pretty well against this New England defense. And Thomas Lewis on Otis Smith, it's one of the few places I think on offense where they really have a mismatch. They took advantage of it right there.
First and goal, 4-yard line. Downs gets a couple, and as he smacked.
And I think that was one of those periods, the play before, Dick, where the Giant fans, they like Dave Brown on that throw.
Willie McGinnis and Ted Johnson. There's Johnson, who leads the Patriots in tackles, made that last hit. What was the story the Browns had against Dallas? He throws a touchdown pass, came off the field, and the fan said, hey, nice going, Dave.
He says, great game today, Dave. Great game, but we still hate you, though. We still hate you. Okay.
You know, you've heard it.
Oh, yeah, you got to deal with that no matter where you play quarterback.
Second and goal. Downs up the middle is close, right at the goal line, and stopped at about the half-yard line.
You know, Dick, when you go back to Brown, when you sit to him, he's such a nice guy, and Dave Brown sitting in one of the worst things that could ever happen to any player, not just a quarterback, to any player. He got hurt, and he was on the ground, and the fans here cheered, and that's wrong. I mean, for any player, I don't care how much you dislike him. When a player is hurt, don't ever cheer it.
Yeah, and it's really, Paul, it's a common occurrence around the league. I've heard it at opposing stadiums. You hear it everywhere, and it's not right, but it happens.
It comes with the salary. Third and goal. Downs diving, but he is stopped cold. He might have lost a foot on that try. Tried to barrel over the top, and the Patriots there. 4th and goal. And when your season and your coaching career in a city is over, do you go for it? No. You send on the field goal unit. So he's coaching the way he'd always coach.
Hey, and I was getting ready to say this is no decision. He's going to go for the touchdown here. There's no question. And then I see the field goal team come running out.
Giants have called timeout midpoint opening quarter. Spectacular December day in the Big Apple.
Watch Ted Johnson, the best player in the New England's defense, come over the top and makes a great hit in midair against Gary Downs and stopped him from scoring a touchdown.
Helmet to helmet.
We understand that Dan Reeves has been talked out of the field goal after the timeout. The players and coaches said, let's go for the 6.
No matter how it turns out, this is the right decision. You need points today to beat this New England team. 3 points is no good. They need 7.
Only 11 touchdowns in the red zone, by far the worst record in the league. 4th and goal, 1-yard line. Downs again. He didn't make it, so they ran it up the middle again behind Brian Williams, their one consistent blocker, and Ted Johnson almost single-handedly spoiled the fun.
New England plays run all the way. They have people shooting the gaps. There is no chance for this play to work. More defenders at the line of scrimmage. Mike Jones comes through. Number 96 comes through free, unblocked. Big stop for New England's defense.
Four downs from the 4. 4 tries by Gary Downs. And it winds up on the 1-yard line as the Patriots hold. And we read the lips of Dan Reeves. He said, why didn't he quarterback sneak it? And after this play, we'll take a look and have Bill examine whether that would have worked. Bledsoe throws out of his own end zone. And Mario Greer is out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. Let's go back to that 4th down try.
Well, watch the center and the left guard. If Dave Brown is on a quarterback sneak, I can't illustrate it for you because the weather is not making it work. But look at the hole in the middle. Dave Brown could have snuck in, and clearly we read Dan Reeves' lips. He says, why didn't they run the quarterback sneak?
So the play called was check with me, and whatever play he called it the line of scrimmage. Is that the case?
That must be what it was. He changed it to a running play, or it was either or, and the wrong play was called.
2nd down and 2. Martin to the 10, 11, close to a 1st down. We'll go back to that play. It's symptomatic of the entire season for the Giants and maybe the Dan Reeves 4-year era. that is that there just seems to be coaches not understanding each other, players not understanding coaches, Reeves' relationship with the front office, and Jason Sehorn said it best, it's a non-functional family. It's like we're going through a divorce every week. Does anyone talk to each other?
Yeah, it's communication, Dick. You know, when you have lines that are gray, nobody knows what's right and wrong is sometimes, and that's kind of the problem that's been with the Giants. The clear defined roles makes it easy for everybody, and sometimes that's been the problem with the Giants.
Oh, what a nice play by Corey Miller, the linebacker, the outside linebacker. He just blitzed down the line of scrimmage and makes this play. I mean, this is all Corey Miller. He comes down. You're going to see him on the left-hand side of your screen, number 57. Look at this. Boom, boom.
Good hit on Curtis Martin, who comes into the game with 1,143 yards rushing and loses a couple on that play. Meanwhile, Bledsoe is 4 for 4, but for only 12 yards advance. Draw. Martin up the middle, and he's met Jesse Armstead, who leads the Giants in tackles with 109.
The thing about that fourth down call, let's just going back to that for a second. Hey, they didn't make it, but now you got New England backed up. Stop them, you get another scoring opportunity right away because you're going to get the ball in such good field position.
Well, one other thing about the call, though, and Dick, you said it right at the beginning. If it were a regular season football game, in the first game of the year, they would have kicked the points and put them on the board. But 3 points is not going to beat this team.
3rd and 8. 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter, scoreless, and Bledsoe under some pressure. Underneath he goes to make it, but that won't be good enough for a first down. Jason Sehorn, who has emerged as a top quality corner, 6'2", 210 speed, great jumping ability, only his 3rd year out of Southern California.
Look at the defensive line. Just 3 of them rushing the passer. The Giants use this against the Cowboys. Anytime it's over 7 yards, drop 8 people back, make the quarterback throw short, tackle the receiver before he gets the first down. It worked right there.
Throw it to Meggett. That's what he did with the Giants. When he was with the Giants, they threw to Meggett. They do the same thing in New England.
Tupa had trouble with his first punt, as you saw. Arthur Marshall back at the 38. Good rush, and he gets it away. A good kick. Hangs it out for Marshall. Fair catch at the 41. So the Giants have it back at their 41 on a 41-yard punt by Tom Tupa. Bill Parcells starts off angry first quarter. No score. Back in the Meadowlands, and a reminder, experience the NFL all week long on NFL.com, the official website of the National Football League. Tackles, touchdowns, live game day scoreboard. Click on NFL.com. Second possession for the Giants after they failed on 4 tries from the 4-yard line. It's the 41. Dave Brown perhaps changing plays. Maybe this will be the sneak. Little play action, and then out of the backfield, complete to Charles Way, and Way close to midfield with his 30th catch of the season. Yeah, that tickled Paul, that Elmo for coach sign.
That George Young must be fired. This is Christmas.
General Manager George Young, and it was between the front office and Dan Reeves. Reeves wanted to have more say about player personnel, and that just isn't the way they do it here. Gary Downs for a yard to the 49. It looks to be close enough to a first down, maybe a measurement. Let's go to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you, Dick. Well, talking to both of the kickers and the punters before the game, the problem down here, and why Tupa has had a couple of bad punts, the balls are rock solid hard today. They're so hard that it's very difficult to kick. It's like kicking ice or a brick, so we're going to see a lot of short punts, and the kickers are going to have an awful lot of trouble today on the field goals.
Dick, you got to gut it up and kick the ball. I mean, 11 years I did that. Hit it, sissy.
You put it in your drink, though, after the game.
Exactly.
Downs caught in the backfield for a loss. Ted Johnson, another play for the second-year backer from Colorado, who had a big outing against Dallas a week ago with 11 tackles.
Well, Ted Johnson, every time you talk to the opposing team, they say this is the Patriots' best defensive player. And I had him described yesterday by one of the Giant players, I think, well. He says he is Zach Thomas, but he's a lot bigger. He's got speed, he reacts well, he sees situations, and that's why he makes a lot of tackles.
6'3" and 240 from those great linebackers with the Buffalo. Brown sacked sacked on the blitz by Otis Smith, who comes in from the corner. The 55th sack given up by the Giants this year. They lead the league, and for Brown himself, that is his 48th.
Yeah, Brown gets sacked, but I want to tell you something, Chris. You said about Phil, you said about yesterday, Chris Callaway, this guy didn't even try to get open.
Look at number 45, Otis Smith blitzing. If you're playing the Patriots or Bill Parcells' coach team in a passing situation, if you run play action, the receiver sees it. Dave Brown did not see it. As a quarterback, you've got to be alert to corner blitz from your backside. They do it every single game.
Thomas Lewis said, I'm open, but Brown hadn't looked in that direction. And now on 3rd and long, the throw almost picked off. As darting in front of Lawrence Dawsey was Jerome Henderson.
Well, one of the things on a day like today, we talked about how hard the ball is for the kickers. It's the same way for the receivers. Look at this, Dawsey. You've got to grab the ball and not look to go. Make sure you make the catch first, and then you turn to run.
Well, he looks at his gloves, and that has been a problem for the Giants all year long. Drop passes. We figured it up. 15% of their catchable passes have been dropped this year. That is amazing.
Left footer Mike Horan sends one high to Meggett. Fair catch at the 21-yard line, and a flag is down at the line of scrimmage. 36-yard punt if.
Legal man down.
Let's see if the Patriots are happy with the 21-yard line or if they'll make Horan kick it again. Parcells says
make him kick again.
Kick it again. I think he's kicking into a slight breeze, and he's hoping to get better.
Ineligible downfield early on the kicking team, number 30. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 4th down.
Walt Coleman, our referee. Fortunately, it's not that real rough, gusty winds here at the Meadowlands. It really chill things off. The chill factor is in the teens. Temperature around 25 at kickoff time. Well, they talked about the frozen football to kick it. Phil, how about to throw?
That's the worst, Dick. I mean, it really is. And then my buddy with the Giants, the assistant equipment man, Brian Boydner, still on the sidelines. That was his job when I played here. Make sure those balls are easy to throw, nice and soft and warm at all times.
This is a dying spiral that Meggett's going to stay away from. Takes a giant bounce. What a bounce. Still going. And they don't want to be too greedy and gobble it up at the 3-yard line. That's where the Patriots will be when we come back. Remember, Parcells took the penalty. Would have had it at the 21. Meggett, if he fair catches it, would have had it at the 30. Lets it go.
Well, the ball drops in front of him. Now, Meggett's going to have to make a great catch. Look at Parcells. He's going to chew out Meggett now. Why don't you catch the ball? He says, hey, this is twofold. One, we could have had the ball at the 21, but Bill made the decision to kick again, and it makes him look bad. He does yell, doesn't he?
Yeah, a little discussion going on there between Dave and Bill. I like that.
So Bledsoe's had 2 possessions. One started at the 1 and one starts from the 4. And no gain for Curtis Martin as Corey Miller and company make the stop.
If you're New England and Bledsoe, now I know it's cold down there. The ball is hard. It's hard to throw. But until you're not going to get the Giants out of this 8- and 9-man line up there, Phil, unless you throw a couple of deep balls. He's got to go down, which he hasn't done.
Well, they will, Paul. I think if they're given the opportunity, but it's hard to be brave when you're inside your own 5-yard line. And, you know, you got to look at the big picture, the whole game, not take a chance here and have it backfire.
Jefferson left and Glenn to the right. It's a draw. Martin backs away from one man, gains only a yard. Coming up from the secondary was Tito Wooten from Northeast Louisiana.
Brodsky, he wants a holding penalty on Bruce Armstrong, number 78, for New England, and he did. He Brodsky 77 just pulled him to the ground. He didn't have a chance to make the play.
And you know, you see this little tussle going on here. This says a lot of good things about the Giants. They're into this game. I think so far physically they're kind of controlling the pace, and the players, you can see their emotions. They're not going to take anything from the Patriots, even though they're going to the playoffs. They don't care.
What did Jesse Armstead say yesterday?
Yeah,
I'm giving 100%. He said, no, Tyson, this is my last day to fight, because if I go back to Miami and I get in a fight, I get thrown in jail.
He
said, here I'm fighting. I'm going to fight every single play. And I'll guarantee you Jesse Armstead does.
He's been a giver to this Giant defense all year, Armstead. 3rd and 9 in the end zone, and just did get it away. Bledsoe, no flag. There it goes. That's a safety for the Giants, intentionally grounding the ball. 2-0, New York.
Good call by the official. There was no receiver there. Michael Strahan, the Giants had a blitz on. They pressured him. It was a screen play. The receiver was still in the pack.
Intentional grounding on the offense.
I'll tell you one thing, this game is not going the way the Big Tuna wanted it to go. Bill Parcells is totally upset with what's going on. He's upset with the call. Here it comes, Phil.
The telestrator, it's too cold for it to work. But look to the top of your screen. You can see the blitzers coming. There's not enough linemen for the Patriots to pick up the blitz. And Michael Strahan, number 92, comes through free because of the blitz.
Look at the guard. The
Max
guard
Lane.
moves out, the right tackle, Max Lane, moves out to pick up a back and leaves the lineman to come in from the inside, the closest distance to Bledsoe, and that's a huge mistake by an offensive lineman.
And Bledsoe just throwing where he thought Meggett would be for the screen, but he wasn't close enough in the referee's eye to get the incomplete pass.
It was a good decision by Drew Bledsoe, but the referee made I tell you what, most of the time they don't make that call, but that was the proper call. No receiver in the area.
So you get 2 points and the ball on the free kick as Tupa will punt it from the Patriots' 20-yard line.
Well, one thing about Bledsoe, he was backing up, Dick, and he knew that he was at the end line. If he goes over the end line, it is a safety anyway, so he just unloaded the ball. He did the smart thing.
That's right. There were 3 options to get a safety. You'd be tackled in there, run out of the end zone, or do what he did, throw it away.
Well, the other problem is if you stand up there and get tackled and you fumble the ball and they get the ball, it's a touchdown. So he's got a lot of options, and I think he chose the right one.
So an interesting start to this game with everything counting for the Patriots, and the Giants playing in their final game of the season for a coach in his final game. Tupa, another soft kick, that frozen ball, and they fight over who's going to return it. Finally goes to Brian Kozlowski. He doesn't get a chance. Look at him run through the white shirts all the way to the 44-yard line.
That's where he called following the wedge, Dick.
End of the first quarter at Giants Stadium. 2-0 G-Men. Well, we'll have our gift list, and I have my TV list, and this is in my top 5 every week, Sunday mornings with Tim Russert. And Meet the Press. And tomorrow, drug czar William Bennett, Senator Joseph Lieberman, Reverend Jesse Jackson, and former New York Governor Mario Cuomo will be the guests. Our Country, Our Values, Christmas 1996. Tune in tomorrow here on NBC.
Tim Russert, Buffalo boy. Buffalo, New York.
Good sports fan as well. Well, a penalty on the return of the kickoff for holding, so check that at a change, and at the 41-yard line, pass to Thomas Lewis, who has been open twice, and he has some speed in that Giant offense and picks up 13 and a first down.
Well, you're right, Dick. That's one thing he adds to this offense is speed. They lack it, and single coverage at the top. Dave Brown, nice play action play, and Thomas Lewis, he has the ability once he catches the ball to make a big play out of it.
No penalty on the Kozlowski return that he almost wedged all the way down the field. And the Giants with a 2-0 lead as they open the second quarter here in chilly Giant Stadium. Brown guns it incomplete through the hands of Charles Way and almost flopped to the Patriots.
You know, that's one of the things about Brown. When he sets up and he's not in control of the ball, he throws the ball more times than we see behind the receiver than in the receiver's hands or in front of him.
Well, Paul, the number one thing is to see in this league as a quarterback, of course, find the guy that's open, but you got to be an accurate thrower. If the ball gets away from you, it's always problems, and it does get away from Dave, and that has been his big problem. Accuracy, it is better this year, though, I think, than it has been in the past.
Charles Way, and he is inside the 30-yard line near the 28, a gain of 4. Well, how bad is the New York Giant offense? Even Dan Reeves has had to admit 30 isn't good. That's last, and they're last in yards, passing yards, third down efficiency, sacks allowed, next to last rushing average, 2 from last in scoring.
And how many games have they won?
6. So what does
Think
that
about? They have nobody on the Pro Bowl team. I'm going to tell you, Dan Reeves has done a great job coaching this football team. I don't care what anybody says.
They win a lot of games because they control the tempo, they keep the score down, and they play just like this game has started out today so far.
Shotgun, third down and 6. They have not used the shotgun all year. And a flag.
There's a reason for it.
False start against the Giants.
False start. Prior to the snap, number 30.
One of the things they have done well is to not commit mistakes. They're third best in least penalties.
Number 30, Charles Wade, to the right of Dave Brown, the quarterback. You can see him going forward, anticipating the count. Dave Brown went on a long count. You're a quarterback. You're going on 3, trying to get the defense to jump off sides. Offensive players, please stay set.
Shotgun again.
Third down, 11. Well, this is a little wrinkle. Dan Reeves, final game of the season, going to the shotgun, hoping that might give them an advantage. Throw by Brown, complete to Lewis, and a first down at the 19. Good throw.
Now you're going to see Brown on the ground. Mike Jones gets there late, but I'm going to tell you what, this offensive line did a great job. They held up very well on this play and gave him a line to throw the ball.
Well, it gives Dave Brown a chance to go down the field. Thomas Lewis, wonderful anticipation by Dave Brown, throwing the ball before Thomas Lewis ever makes the cut. He gets hit. Thomas Lewis and Otis Smith, a good matchup for the Giants.
Third catch for Lewis, 60 yards in this first half, and now Wade, good straight arm, cuts up block, finally knocked out of bounds where? At the 2-yard line.
You know what Charles Wade said to us yesterday? He's sitting there smiling. We're talking to him. He said, "Where are you going to get a chance to play?" He said, "Yeah, when I get a chance to carry the ball. I haven't carried the ball since college, and now I want a chance. Watch it. Here it comes right at you, Phil."
He's excited, and here's the big thing that sets this up. The blocking by the Giants, overpowering the defense, and Charles Wade, just the strength and the size he has to break that first tackle to make the long gain.
And they spotted between the 1 and 2. Wade was carried only 15 times all year. He's been the blocker for the other runners. Charles lead the way, but he's going to get a chance to lug it today. 4 chances from a yard and a half. Wade burrowing, touchdown, Giants. So they get a safety and a touchdown. That's a veritable bonanza for this team offensively.
Phil, I watched the tight end, the lead blocker in the backfield, Brian Saxon, and you talk about a guy getting stuffed. I mean, he stuck his head in there, but they bent him back the other way. Saxon went into the line and came right back out.
Well, the one thing they did this time, they changed up. They gave it to a bigger, more powerful back, and that's what Charles Wade did. He just made his own hole and got into the end zone.
Wade, a 245-pounder, played at Virginia. 44 yards in 6 plays for the Giants. Brad Delwiso, been perfect on point afters all year long, and the Giants parlay a safety into a short drive touchdown and lead it 9-0. For Manhattan, where all of Paul Maguire's investments rest.
Yep.
He built
one in the back.
Brad Delwiso, he leads the league in touchbacks with 20. This one will be taken by Troy Brown at the 2. Through the wedge, tackled at the 30-yard line by Thomas Randolph.
Dick, on this touchdown, you're going to see Brian Saxton. Now, he's behind Dave Brown. Dave Brown's a quarterback. Watch number 83. Stick it in. Collins. Boom. Look at this hit. Whoop. He goes in, but he does, like you said, occupies the guy.
Occupied the guy. There was not enough people there to rally around him to make the play and keep Charles Wade out of the end zone.
Charles Wade played with Terry Kirby now with the Niners in that Cavalier backfield. Herman Moore, the wide receiver. This is the best field position for Bledsoe. Flag down. Throws incomplete for the tight end Ben Coates.
You know, Phil, you said one thing about this. If the Giants are going to win this football game, they're going to win it on defense. And so far, the defense, they have shut out New England.
Corey Miller, 57, lined up offside, as you can see, bottom of your picture.
Defense number 57, lined up in the neutral zone. Still first down.
I guess you can't see that. I could see it, and this is what I was saying.
Now, here's what you see. There he is. You asked for it, you got it. Corey Miller, number 57, right at the bottom right of your screen. Offside.
So first down 5, Bledsoe. Give to Curtis Martin. Martin to the 39, where it'll be 2nd and a yard and a half. Jesse Campbell from a safety spot to make the tackle.
Phil Simms, you said that the Giants give you that, they play that kind of close to the vest. They don't give you a lot. They keep the score down. Is this the typical Giant?
Well, that's been the winning formula so far this year, really in Dan Reed's career. That's how he likes to play the game, stay in control, keep the pace. You kind of call it, it's slow, really, and try to win the physical battles up front. And so far today, they're doing it well on both sides.
Second and short. Martin struggles to the 41. Appears to be close to the first down. Campbell again, the tackler.
This is going to be short.
And they will measure.
Well, I've been wrong the last few times. This one is going to be short. I'm telling you now, it's short.
While they measure, we talk about, well, Rich Kotite now out with the Jets, and so that job is open. And general manager's job, they're talking about that as well with the Jets. Here there's talk. Reeves will be out on Monday, and there'll be a coaching spot. It is short by a length. And the reason why Bill Parcells' name is being bandied about as a possible coach with the Jets and again back here with the Giants is that he and Bob Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, they have yet to talk after the season.
It's amazing how none of these coaches can get along with general managers or owners in the league, but it's all about, I don't know what the problems are. We all just speculate on them, Dick. It's just, but why would Bill want to leave? I can't imagine. He's got a good, solid team, a quarterback, big playmakers, especially on offense, and to go somewhere else and restart that and do it all over again.
Bledsoe with a sneak, and he doesn't make it past the 40.
He lost a half a yard on this play. This is almost impossible. I said almost.
Well, it's not impossible because the center, Dave Wohlabaugh, and the guards get driven right back into the backfield. Drew Bledsoe has nowhere to go with the football. He can't go over the top because his linemen are in the way. Watch the penetration by the New York Giants. They beat New England to the punch, get across the ball.
You know what really happens in a play like that? When you look at Bledsoe, you look at from the waist down. Watch where they hit him. They hit him in his legs, and now when you get to his legs, he can't get any momentum to get back up over the top.
Good point.
Tupa in to kick. The Patriots with only one first down this whole half.
Oh, look at
Another
this,
bad
baby.
kick off the side of his foot and hits at the 35 and stays in play and down at the 32. Oh my. 11 minutes, about 10:34 left, and it's 9-0 Giants. Bill Parcells, he's part of the last time that both coaches, Jets and Giants, were gone in the same season. 83, Ray Perkins fired, replaced by Parcells, and Joe Walton with the Jets replaced Walt Michaels, who was excused. The last time they put coaches on the old Yule fire. Outside goes Gary Downs, and Downs showing much more speed than Rodney Hampton has this year. Gets some good yardage.
What a kind way to put it at this festive season. Excused. This is excused.
Well, Ray Perkins actually left the New York Giants and took the head job at Alabama. He was not fired.
Oh, that's right. I apologize.
In fact, things had turned around. We went to the playoffs and were looking upward, and he left to replace Bear Bryant.
The opportunity to go back to his alma mater.
Yes.
Perkins now the offensive coordinator with Parcells, and their relationship has remained consistent. Second down and 4. Brown out of the backfield to the tight end Howard Cross, who drags the tackler to the 41. Ooh, Chris Slade finally hauls him down, and Cross takes an awkward hit.
Well, Cross what he was trying to do is get to the first down. It gives you the idea of the strength of Cross. I mean, Slade's got him, trying to pull him down, but Cross almost gets, and he does stay in bound to keep the clock going. Well, it would go anyway after the stop for a second. But just take a look at the strength of Cross, 87. Well, Slade's going to make the tackle right here at the 39. And look where he ends up. He ends up at the 41.
Well, Howard's about 6'6". Well, he says he's about 265, but so you know he's more than that probably, but he's a big, strong tight end, one of the best blockers in the NFL.
Giants use their second time out of this opening half. 9:28 left before the intermission. 9-0. A lot riding tomorrow, as it is for the Patriots today against a Giants offense. Almost uncharacteristic. That was like their game total a week ago against the Saints.
Last week, 138 total for the whole game. So today, again, you never know which team's going to show up, especially on offense today. They got it going.
Third, it's more like 2.5, and offside was Willie McGinnis. Free play for Brown. He goes long for Callaway. the game, perhaps for that one play, and the rookie from Utah State has his first catch of the year.
Well, and Dave Brown knew that the Patriots defense was offsides, and Dan Reeves.
Defense, number 55, penalties declined.
Dan Reeves teaches if you draw them offsides, take a chance, try to make a big play. Dave Brown does the right thing, goes deep, and that is a really good catch.
I'll tell you, Kevin Alexander, two things. That ball is cold, it's hard, and he goes over his shoulder. One of the toughest catches you can make in football.
First down at the 25. He's to the 19. To show you what a different performance this is for the Giants. They're last in the league pass plays of 25 or more. Only 9 all year in 15 games. They've got 2 in the first half against the Patriots already. 9 starting, 2. 1 to Lewis, and this one to Alexander.
That's kind of scary, isn't it?
I think that stat says a lot, you know, about, well, talks about play calling and the inability of these players to just take routine plays and make something good out of it.
2nd and 5. Gary Downs, and he fights his way close to the 10-yard line, and another Giant first down.
Let me just say one thing, Phil, about this team, the Giants. They are not playing for Reeves' job. You know, sometimes you get a aspire player, they haven't made a decision yet. They've made the decision. Dan Reeves is out. Watch these guys block. I mean, they are controlled in the line of scrimmage. And when you do that, Gary Downs gets up and makes the first down. These guys are playing for their jobs, their pride.
They mark it just inside the 12-yard line. Leading 9-0 with 8 minutes left in this second quarter. Nothing on this play. Charles Way smothered in the backfield, a loss of 3 or 4.
Willie McGinnis was in the hole. I mean, he is in the hole. He reads this thing absolutely perfectly. Willie McGinnis, number 55. Watch this. He comes across, beats the blocker. Greg Bishop, number 78, beats him and makes the play for a loss.
Willie McGinnis moving from the left defensive side to the right side after 5 games, ordinary numbers, and then the last 10. Sack leader with 8.5. Number 1 pick out of Southern California. Draw play. Downs gets back the yardage lost on first down. Brings up 3rd down and a little more than 10. Ted Johnson, another hit for the Patriots.
That was a pretty good move by Parcells with Willie McGinnis. Remember the game against Buffalo. He intercepts the pass and goes for the touchdown, wins the game for New England up there in New England. Willie McGinnis has found a place. I mean, it's amazing. That's what Bill Parcells told us about his defense, Dick, is that we changed a lot of people, made some substitutions.
Well, using his personnel better, and I think that's what coaches always struggle with. Who to get in there, find the right combinations, and Willie McGinnis is best on this side. Put Chris Slade and some defensive back, change it up, and he's found a way to make his defense play better.
Out of the shotgun, 3rd and a long 11 into the end zone. Incomplete. For a moment, it appeared the Giants had a touchdown as Lawrence Dawsey was battling with 2 defenders, and Lawyer Malloy
and Willie Clay
made the defensive play.
Well, it's a good throw and almost a good catch by the Giants, but Lawyer Malloy and Willie Clay, 2 safeties that just gravitate towards the ball, and big hitters break it up for the New England Patriots.
It'll be a 30-yard attempt by Dalwiso, who has made 12 in a row, and he's not missed in his last 19 tries inside the 40. And he makes it 20 in a row with 6:27 showing in the first half. A startling score. The Patriots, looking for a bye, trail the Giants by 12. Back at Giants Stadium, 12-0. The Patriots trail, and here's what's at stake. Denver has clinched home field advantage. If New England wins, they get the bye week next week and then are home the following week. If they lose and Pittsburgh wins at Carolina, the Steelers would have the bye and home field.
And if you have any hopes of going to the Super Bowl, it's almost automatic. You have to have the bye week, a week off, and only play 2 games to get there.
Puts a little spark into the Patriots effort as he returns out to the 36-yard line, and Doug Coleman, a rookie from Nebraska, makes the tackle.
Coleman put a little spark in Dave Meggett.
Well, he did. Hey, Dave Meggett, though, he's been consistent all year for the New England Patriots, coming up with timely plays on special teams and catching and running the football for the offense.
Well, the Giants have stuffed the New England run thus far, but for the first time, Bledsoe has reasonable field position out at his own 36. Bledsoe is 5 for 6 passing, but only 16 yards.
He's got to go down the field.
There he goes. And he's got Glenn down there. Incomplete. Glenn had it in his arms, bounded away. Jesse Campbell was the closest blue jersey.
Well, that ball, it's the first time he's gone down the field, but he hung it up. I mean, too much air under the ball.
Well, into the little breeze, whatever there is, Jesse Campbell does a good job of sticking his hand up there and creating a distraction for Terry Glenn, who really should be able to get back and make that catch. It hit him in the shoulder. That's what threw the ball up in the air.
Look who else is there. Your buddy, Jason Sehorn. Is he a strange agent?
Oh, not strange. He's lively. He's...
Yeah.
10 at the 36. Bledsoe has his arm hit as he threw. Incomplete.
Robert Harris, number 97.
Harris from Southern University, a unrestricted free agent from the Vikings last year.
Well, this is the worst thing you can have happen to you as a quarterback. Number 97, Robert Harris, just pushing Todd Rucci back into Drew Bledsoe's face. The receiver wide open down the field, but as a quarterback, you can't see, you can't step into the throw. Bad things always happen in those situations.
Harris was a second-round pick 4 years ago by the Vikings. Now 3rd and 10. Meggett, the only man in the backfield. He slips over the middle, and the pass to Meggett incomplete.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That thing was almost... If Felipe Sparks had his head up and looking at the ball instead of Meggett, which he has to look at Meggett where he is, he would have been able to pick that ball up and go for a touchdown.
3rd and long, 3 down linemen rushing again. Nobody is open down the field, and the Giants secondary tackles very well when you throw it short.
Well, you look at that sour face of Bill Parcells. He won't need any writers for his halftime delivery. This is Tupa drills this one to Arthur Marshall at the 12. Flags are down, and Marshall skips around the sidelines, stays in bounds. How did he ever stay in play all the way to the 45?
No, they mark him back here about the 20-sub-yard line, or 30-yard line, somewhere back in there. He stepped out.
Yeah, but where were the Patriots?
That's the best point.
Where were they
on that kickoff?
They're stopping. Not enough hustle. Just
ineligible man downfield for New England, so the Giants will have the option of accepting that return, which will be marked at the 33-yard line.
The Patriots acted like they expected him to run out of bounds, and they kind of slowed down, and they're fortunate.
We have an ineligible downfield early on the kicking team, number 86. Penalties declined. First down.
52-yard punt, 22 on the return by Arthur Marshall.
It's a center that gets down. Buttram gets downfield. But when you take a look at Marshall, you're right. Where are New England Patriots? You know, we talked about it's been an easy game to run for the bus. But I'll tell you what, I don't even know if he stepped out of bounds there. It didn't look like it.
Well, now they've marked the ball out at the 47-yard line.
Well, there is where they say Marshall steps out, right here. That gets left foot. Now, I see...
No, I see green.
So do I. I see a little green in there.
And apparently the officials have corrected their own error, and they've marked it out at the 46-yard line, so it's a 36-yard return for Arthur Marshall.
Well, we put replay in for this game.
They corrected it without the replay.
I know they did. That's great.
5:40 left in the half. The Giants leading 12-0. Play action to Downs. Then this pitch back to Way, and Charles Way rumbles to the New England 34.
I didn't think I'd be saying this today, but this is crucial for the Patriots. They got to stop the Giants on this drive, and what a good job of the Giants coming out, misdirection, throwing the screen, and Willie McGinnis. Check him out. He goes up the field for the quarterback. He sees it a little too late, but watch the hustle of Willie McGinnis, number 55, getting down the field and making the tackle.
I mean, it's late, but at least he stayed with it. He's one of the guys that's hustling.
19-yard play for the Giants. And off to Gary Downs, and Downs through the middle of the line to the 31-yard line. Well, it's the Patriots seem absolutely flat, and the Giants playing one of those games. And it's you have to. Dan Reeves has his critics, and they're within even the organization. But on the other hand, you got to see, here's a man, Reeves, who has wins and some big ones. Miami, Dallas Cowboys.
I don't think they're questioning his coaching ability whatsoever. It's the communication, the differences of opinion, how we're going to run this football team that has got the situation the way it is now with the Giants.
On second down, wide open. It's Way, and he has another first down and more. Still battling to the 9 to the 8-yard line. Charles Way.
I'll tell you, Ferret Collins gets himself number 92 for New England. He gets himself in a catch-22. Watch out. Way comes by him right there. Now, do I go for Way or do I go to the quarterback? I go to the quarterback. Look where Way is. Nobody's out with Way, and then he runs.
And Charles Way is showing once he gets his hands on the football, he can make something happen. And I'm just going, why didn't he get this earlier in the year? Because he's exciting with it.
23 on that play. Now Downs, and he's dropped for a loss back at the 10-yard line. It'll be second and goal.
But that's what Way said to us yesterday. He was smiling, sitting back in a chair, very relaxed. Next thing, we got to get an opportunity maybe to carry the ball. He said, I haven't carried that ball, I'm going to repeat, since college, and I really want to carry the football. I'm a pretty good runner.
Well, he is. He carried twice all last year for 6 yards, only 15 carries this year. I mean, he says, I know my role. I'm supposed to block.
Well, and you know what? He's really good at that, and that's what happens. He became such a good blocker. Hey, we went up and did a game against the Minnesota Vikings, and their coaches said, you know, that guy, that Way, he's a devastating blocker, so people around the league knows he does it well.
Second and goal. Almost interception by the Patriots on the carom. Chris Callaway was the receiver, and Chad Eaton, colorful rookie from Washington State, actually a man who played on the practice squad, has been called up, and Bill Parcells says he is an interesting character. He's covered with tattoos. You see the Washington State Cougar there with the P symbol. That's one of them.
He said, these are 3 mistakes in my life.
Yeah. What's that one?
That's a huge mistake.
Third and goal from the 10. 3 minutes left in the half. Giants 12, Patriots nothing. Brown trying to escape. Throws incomplete, and he did have a receiver. Mike Jones was the man wrapping him up, and Gary Downs, the receiver.
You see, here's a play that really bothers me a little bit about Dave Brown. And here's a situation, Phil, where he's going to get tackled. They're in field goal position to put another 3 points on the board that gets him to 15.
Right.
Don't make a mistake of trying to throw the ball when you don't have to.
Well, he's just trying to throw it away here, Paul. And even though it doesn't matter if you throw it away or take the sack in that situation, quarterbacks are taught so much. When you get in trouble like that, don't take the sack, throw it away. You do it anyway, but that's still a good play by Dave Brown right there.
27-yard attempt by Delwiso is good, and the Giants build their lead to 15 to nothing. 3 minutes left first half. Just joining us here at the Meadowlands Giants Stadium. The Giants certainly underdogs to the New England Patriots, who had plenty of motivation. A victory for the Patriots gives them a bye next week, and then home field in the next round of the playoffs for Bill Parcells. But the Giants, on Dan Reeves' apparent last game as head coach, have outplayed New England. They got a safety in the first quarter, and then after the free kick from the safety, went 44 yards for their touchdown. Charles Way from a yard out, and now Delwiso 30 and 27-yard field goals, and a 15 to nothing lead. Shock you at all, Paul Maguire?
Well, it really does. I'll tell you what really shocks me. New England, there's 3 minutes left to go in the second quarter. They have 26 total yards, Dick. 26 total yards.
Delwiso booms a long kick, but the wind holds it up, and Troy Brown to the 8. Across the 20 and down at the 22. Well, NBC's got a new must-see TV comedy. It's about 3. He has a great line. Whew. New England came in averaging 21.5 first downs a game. They have 1 so far today, and it's intercepted. Jason Sehorn, touchdown.
Jason Sehorn says, I am going to take some chances today. They like to throw to Terry Glenn short. I'm going to play those tendencies. That was one right there.
You know, it's funny, we were talking yesterday. He was so delightful. He said, I'm going to take some chances. He looked, he kind of winked at me, and he said, I'm going to take some chances. He said, I know where they're going to throw the ball when they get into a certain formation. He said, where are we going? He said, if they throw that ball out to Glenn, I'm going to take it.
Terry Glenn, he says, in the slot, likes to run outside, a lot of outside patterns. I got to take a chance when I get the opportunity. Boy, that one was drawn up for him.
Wow, 21-0 as Delwiso lines up for the extra point. 22-0. A shocking first half to the New England Patriots and their hopes for a bye week. And how about Sehorn? That's his 5th interception this year. He has 5 forced fumbles and now his first NFL touchdown.
Look at him on the slot. The Giants' most productive defensive player. Oh, he read the quarterback in the situation right from the start. He saw the quick drop by Drew Bledsoe, broke underneath, and he looks like the intended receiver.
Yeah, but you know the amazing thing about this? When all said and done, you're seeing this, folks. He told us exactly what he was going to do yesterday, some 24 hours ago. He said when Glenn gets in the slot,
yes,
99% of the time he runs a little short out. He said, I'm going to just come up and take it.
And you know, as a player in this league, that's the difference between being great and average, whatever. You got to take chances when it's there. The opportunity is there. He took advantage of it, and that's just being smart and paying attention.
23 yards for Sehorn for the touchdown. This young man from Mount Shasta, California. He said, I got a 15,000-foot mountain I've climbed a couple of times.
Yeah.
And he said, I really didn't like Dan Reeves at first. I'm playing safety. I didn't play. I want to play. Now they moved me to corner. And he is a very unique talent.
Yes, he is. Fast, can jump. He's big. Everything you'd want for a cornerback in the NFL.
Dave Meggett from the 5. Do the Patriots ever need something big themselves? And Meggett is twisted down at the 28-yard line.
They're going to throw a flag here, and it's going to be on Kozlowski.
Or Robert Walker. They both were there.
What happened is Meggett came back up. He has already been down and must have blown him down, and then he gets hit as he's coming back up again.
So 22-0, and the Patriots need any help they can get at this point with only 2:36 left in the half.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, 15-yard penalty on number 85, first down.
It is on Kozlowski.
Well, you're going to see what happens. Now, watch Meggett. He gets spun down here on the ground. He's down. Well, actually, he's not down. And I don't know why they made this call, unless they just put the head, hitting him with his head, because Meggett is not on the ground. He's on the body of the player on the ground.
Well, the referee, of course, must have assumed that he hit the ground, and he saw it as a late hit. And, you know, such a quick play, you could see why he would call that.
From the 44, Bledsoe throws over the middle complete. This one goes to Troy Brown, and Conrad Hamilton makes the hit. And a hurry up for New England, trying to beat that 2-minute timeout with a couple plays.
Well, Dick, trying to do everything. They got to get this game going the other way, so you change up, because the game plan that you had drawn up before this game gives you no chance to win, so you got to go to another one.
To Brown again in the flat and a first down, but stays inbounds at the 43-yard line. Again, it's Hamilton on the defensive play, and that'll take the Patriots and Giants to the 2-minute warning. So New England needing a touchdown to go into the locker room at the break, but trailed 22-0. And welcome back. If anyone would have said just before halftime 22-0, you say, well, that had to be New England leading.
Well, yeah, if they said the other one, I said send him to the farm. He's crazy, you know. So what a turnaround for the Giants, and we've said it already. They've played a couple games like this year. This is their formula for winning. In New England, they've got to change everything. They got to play hurry up and get this game at a faster pace. It gives them a chance to come back.
The quick toss is to Glenn, and he's twisted down. A good play by Sehorn. Jason Sehorn playing right in the backfield.
He's playing, Glenn. He said it yesterday, again, I'll repeat. But the one thing about when you saw Sehorn's numbers, 5 interceptions, 5 forced fumbles. Now, that's incredible. He's a corner, folks.
10 takeaways. Well, they use him on a blitz a lot, that corner blitz. He's 6'2" and 210. Bledsoe underneath, and it's Glenn with the catch. And one thing that it's empty at this point for Patriot fans, but Terry Glenn is now the most productive rookie receiver in NFL history.
It must be something about the stadium with the Patriots, too. They fell behind to the Jets. Big score, 20, I think it was 21-0 before they got on the board.
Troy Brown dragged down Conrad Hamilton. A rookie from eastern New Mexico makes another tackle, and that brings up 4th down for the Patriots, and they'll use a timeout with 1:07 left in the half. The Giants playing as if they had the shot at the playoffs. Yeah, the Patriots now close to 6 straight quarters without a touchdown. They had only field goals in the 12-6 loss at Dallas last week. 3 interceptions by Bledsoe, and produced only 40 yards here in the first half against the Giants. But as we said earlier, if the Giants were to win today, it would be the defense that would carry them, and the defense has played very well.
Yeah, it's played very well, but also the Giant offense has really been, it's been superb too. They've moved the ball, running and throwing, and Charles Wade being in the backfield today, getting the ball has been a big lift for the Giant offense.
4th and 1 to keep it alive, and the quick throw to Brown is good enough. They only needed the yard, got about 3. 3rd first down. That's all they've collected this half, the Patriots.
Well, that was a good move. They went away from Jason Sehorn in that slot receiver. They went to the other side and got the completion.
From the 30-yard line, Bledsoe under some pressure, goes deep down the middle. Should have been intercepted. The only open man was Percy Ellsworth of the Giants.
Percy Ellsworth has the interception, but he delayed himself. I mean, he's the guy that stopped. He's in the middle of the field. He watches Bledsoe all the way. He knows he's got help to the inside, and all he has to do is get deep middle, and he doesn't get deep enough.
Sean Jefferson was completely out of the play.
Delayed himself?
He did. He stopped.
How do you do that?
You stop. You stop yourself.
Okay, stop.
You question my delay yourself?
No, not at all.
2nd and 10. Screen. Almost intercepted by Michael Strahan, the defensive end from Texas Southern, who has a safety already, or at least forced one, because he was in on Bledsoe. That started the scoring for the Giants, and he had his big old paws on that one.
Michael Strahan, number 92. Watch, he sees. Oh, last second he sees it, and I tell you, the play was going nowhere. Jesse Armstead, number 98, had read it. He was going to tackle the running back for a loss.
38 seconds left in the half. Now the crowd into it. 3rd and 10. Bledsoe. Catch by Jefferson. A terrific throw, Bledsoe, to the 8-yard line, and he threaded that one through 3 Giants.
Hey, what a throw. I mean, that play was covered. He threw it. I said, oh, that's trouble, and it is just on a line, and Felipe Sparks cannot believe the pace of that ball got over top of him and into the receiver's hands.
That's the biggest play of the day for the Patriots, 22 yards. Now Bledsoe with a chance for a touchdown. It was intended for Meggett, offline. Giants have stopped him again.
Wow, first off, a couple of mistakes by the quarterback. One, should have never left the pocket. There was plenty of protection. He drifted out of it. And 2, when you're throwing across the field, you must see in front of the receiver.
Terry Glenn is wide open, sitting in the back of the end zone. And you're absolutely right. When Bledsoe drifts to his right, he eliminates Terry Glenn. Look at right in the right-hand top of your screen. Look at him sitting in the corner, or in the middle of the field, all by himself. And all Bledsoe had to do was wait, and he has number 88 for a touchdown. And he panicked.
Paul, that's a good word. It happens. Just a 3-man rush. There's nobody around the quarterback. He moves out, and you eliminate a big part of the field as a quarterback once you move.
3rd pick of the season for Sparks, and what was surprising early on the Giants side has become very painful for that man, Bill Parcells, as the Giants and Patriots lead the field. New York Giants leading by 22. And we'll be sending you to our NFL on NBC studio in New York. But first, a message from the NFL and a word from your local station.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC Halftime Report, brought to you by Domino's Pizza. For hot and wow, call Domino's. now.
Hi, everyone. Greg Gumbel along with Joe Gibbs, Mike Ditka, and Chris Collinsworth. At halftime, the New York Giants shocking the New England Patriots. The score is 22-0, and there are some very interested people in Pittsburgh about this game. If the Patriots lose and Pittsburgh can win tomorrow at Carolina, the Steelers would get the first-round playoff bye. Mike Ditka, who picked the Giants to win this game and sitting there proud as a peacock, we know how big a deal the first-round playoff bye is.
Yeah, but ifs and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. Let me tell you what's going to happen tomorrow. Pittsburgh's got a chance. They got a chance. That's all they could ask for. If they go down there and get a win, they can get a bye. But what's going to happen? They're going down there. They're going into the teeth of the dog down there. These guys don't care. This Carolina football team is focused, and they're on a search and destroy mission, and that's what's going to happen tomorrow.
Patriots are not on a search and destroy mission. They haven't scored a touchdown in 2 weeks, Joe.
I'm going to tell you something. Phil Simms, I think he made a great observation. These guys, they don't look strong. I mean, the New York Giants are just pounding them. They're not tackling on defense. They got 74 yards on total offense. They can't run the football. And I'll tell you what, I'd like to be a fly on the wall right now in that locker room, because I'm telling you, Bill Parcells, if I was a coach right here today, I would tell you, this one, I would go off. I would be in the locker room, screaming, yelling, throwing some things.
Not that you haven't had that chance, but go ahead.
And there's no telling what this guy would do, other than have a heart attack in front of everybody.
Even the flies are getting smoked in that locker room, I guarantee. You know, but you really hit on the key, and we talked about it in the pregame show. Without Sam Gash, he's helps with that pass protection. They're not running the football. They're not even trying to run the football out there.
Around the locker room. And I think one thing he said, I think he's mad because he looked at special teams are not doing a thing. They're not tackling. They're not hustling. They're not doing anything that even resembles Bill Parcells football.
They had only 10 yards rushing, and that in part to a New York Giant defense that stuffed the run right off the bell. Curtis Martin could not operate. Then a safety against Bledsoe. And then on 4th and inches, unable to convert. And Jason Sehorn rubs a little salt in the wound with an interception touchdown. And then Bledsoe with a terrible throw at the end of the half into the arms of Felipe Sparks. And that denied New England even a chance at a field goal, some kind of scoring, as we check the Coors Light halftime statistics and all the numbers on the New York Giants side. Here's the worst team offensively in football against one of the best.
Yeah, they're all on their side, and really, you always say these things at halftime. Hey, turnovers. The turnovers today were the real story. They took away a scoring opportunity for the Patriots. It could have got the momentum and got them back in the game. And the other one, they gave the Giants more points on the interception by Jason Sehorn.
Underway, and Kevin Alexander, the deep man for the Giants. Alexander in trouble now. Does not make it to the 20. Tackled at the 16-yard line. Jim Gray.
All right, Dick. Well, the answer, Phil Simms, to your questions is it was a very calm and relaxed Bill Parcells. He says he wasn't mad. He wasn't upset. I said, what did you tell your team? He said, I told them we simply stunk. And if we continue to play like that, we won't win today, and we won't go very far in the playoffs. He said, we just stink today. The 1927 Yankees couldn't win playing like this. Now, as for Dan Reeves, Dan told me, he told his team very simply, it was a great first half. I asked him if he feels any satisfaction. He says, I have a little satisfaction right now, but we still have 30 minutes to play. Dick?
All right, thanks, Jim. First down, and Brown handing off to Downs. No gain. The Patriots have been shut out only one other time this year in the first half, and that was the game against Denver when they lost 34-8. As you look at the quarterback comparisons, and Dave Brown out pitching Drew Bledsoe, who's on his way to the Pro Bowl.
Well, Dave Brown and the Giant offense doing it with the big plays today. A couple screen plays that worked well, but getting the ball down the field and making big plays in the passing game, that's something different for the New York Giants.
Both Callaway and Lewis to the left. And they run the other direction with Downs. He is belted by Ted Johnson. Is that Johnson playing well? He is the one gleaming star on this field for New England today.
Ted Johnson doesn't even hesitate, Phil.
Well, he's been hustling all day, and again, he sees it. Once he sees it, his body reacts immediately to a situation. Paul, that's why he's always making tackles in the backfield and always around the football.
Tackled at the 14-yard line and brings up 3rd and long for the Giants. It's Lewis and Dorsey to the left. Callaway right. Shotgun Brown. It's Kevin Alexander or Lawrence
Dorsey. Dorsey with a catch. Former Tampa Bay Buccaneer, and a first down on a 15-yard throw.
Wait a minute. You know, a week ago these guys couldn't put a yard on the board, and here are the Giants now. You say they drop 15% of the passes. They're catching everything they throw.
They're catching everything, but a great throw and catch by Dave Brown and Thomas Lewis, and good protection by the Giant offensive line. 3rd and 15. You've got to pressure the other team. You've got to get them in a situation where they can make a mistake.
Play action, and Brown looks for a big one downfield, and Callaway is pinched in by 2 Patriots as Malloy and Law. So they got a Law and a Lawyer on that play defensively. Ty Law and Lawyer Malloy.
But I got to say one thing about that 3rd and 15 real quick. The Patriots were in the perfect defense to stop that play. They broke down. Otis Smith goes inside, should have been back, and they give up an easy completion in a situation where they shouldn't have.
52 drives have ended this year 3 and out. That leads the NFL. Another negative stat, and yet they've been able to make all their 3rd downs today. Second down, scrambling to the sidelines and fights for another couple of yards and tiptoes out to the 36-yard line.
What Dave Brown just did at the end of this play typifies what the Giants are doing today, and to the man. Now, I'm telling you, these guys are playing. Watch what Brown does here. He's gonna run. He made up his mind to run. Now he's gonna get hit. You can go out of bounds. That's easy to do. Not this guy. Look at this. And picks up another 4 yards. That's beautiful.
7-yard total on the play, and Dave Brown and Dan Reeves have not necessarily been on the same page in Reeves' time here.
No, they haven't, but I tell you, he shows you, given protection and opportunity, that he can make some plays, and that's what infuriates, I guess, a lot of people, fans, and media. It just doesn't happen on a consistent enough basis.
Incomplete. This throw behind Lawrence Dorsey, and it's the first time that the Giants have not been able to convert on 3rd down this afternoon.
This is Brown's fault here. I mean, he throws the ball behind. He's got to step into this ball and throw it ahead and lead. If he throws ahead and lead, look at that. Dorsey is wide open.
So to punt is Horan, only his 2nd punt today. In the first one, it was a very short kick that took about a 20-25-yard roll. Meggett, Pro Bowler, as a special teamer, is at the 20 for New England. Beautiful high kick. Meggett searching in the sky, pulls it down at the 15, and there come the Giants. Charles Wade and Seahorn on special teams to make the tackle. 49-yard punt.
The NFL.
One of the world's great cities, New York, another great city, the capital of Italy, Rome, and next Saturday at 4 Eastern. Be sure to watch the encore presentation, the award-winning film aired during our coverage of the '96 Olympic Games, The Wonders of Rome. That's next Saturday, 5 Eastern. Bledsoe tripping and had to unload another one, and no flag this time, as Jesse Armstead was trying to put the pinch on Bledsoe.
Delayed blitz by Armstead.
The Giants are not going to sit back. The defense is going to keep pressuring Corey Whitmer and Jesse Armstead, both linebackers, up inside. Good timing by Jesse Armstead. That enables him to get in the backfield with Drew Bledsoe.
He timed that perfectly. He just ran right by the back. He said he came here to play 100%, didn't he?
22-0. New England trails. The throw to Sean Jefferson. Not there. He had 2 men on him.
You know, every time that Bledsoe has gone deep, he's thrown into double coverage. I mean, the Giants, they have scouted this team extremely well, and everything that they told us yesterday that New England was going to do offensively, they have done.
Dan Reeves knows he'll be fired, but Christmas will be much more pleasant with a win, his 150th. And what did Bill Parcells said yesterday? Hey, how many games has he won as a coach? You don't win 149, 150 games if you're not a good coach. Meggett inside, and he's slammed to this frozen carpet by Chad Bratsky, who just signed a 2-year extension to his contract.
I'm telling you, the New York Giant defense from the beginning of this game took over the ball game, and they've controlled the entire ball game.
It's really amazing. Physically, they're doing it, Paul. They're just beating the big people for the Giants are beating up the big people for the Patriots, and that's why they're winning.
Arthur Marshall back, his 2 big punts. Whistle at the 48. And inside the New England 45. 35-yard punt, 8 on the return. Early in the third period, 22-0. Welcome back to the Meadowlands, and we do have a scoop here in terms of the coaching situation. Paul Maguire, you've announced you definitely are not taking either the Jets or the Giants job.
And it took me a long time to decide that, but I'm not going to take either one. I don't care.
All right, who will be the next Giant coach, Phil Simms?
Well, who knows? It's all speculation, Dick, but Jim Fassel, the offensive coordinator of the Arizona Cardinals, is always talked about as being the favorite. Joe Bugle, still out with the Raiders, knows this conference, the NFC East. Did a good job when he was with the Cardinals, and then Nick Saban's name's thrown around a lot, and Pete Carroll, the ex-Jet coach, has been thrown around too.
Is there any chance that Parcells would come back here on 100% level?
Oh, at 100%, you have to put it at 5% that would happen.
Thomas Lewis at the 40, and Lewis dancing and digging and finally pushed out of bounds as Willie Clay gets him out at the 25. A 19-yard play, and Lewis is having a banner afternoon.
Phil, this is the one thing. Brown read the blitz. He didn't in the first quarter, did now.
He reads the blitz. Look at the bottom of your screen. You can see Otis Smith coming on the blitz. Dave Brown sees it. Thomas Lewis sees it. In the first half, they did not pick this up. The Patriots are showing, hey, we got to take some chances. Giants were ready for it.
79 yards for Lewis on 4 catches. It's Gary Downs. Downs struggles to about the 22-yard line. How about the Jets? Do you have any gut feeling about who might be the next coach here at Giant Stadium for the New York Jets?
Well, everybody's been rumored for that job now, and Paul, I'm glad you took yourself out of consideration, so that really relieves me a lot. But
are you going to take one of these jobs if it was offered?
No.
Would you ever be a coach?
Why would I ever want to leave your side?
That's what I want to hear.
I can stand by you the rest of my life and look good. Let's remember that.
Stand close.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you better stand real close.
But the Jet job, it really, I don't know. They keep talking about hiring a general manager and letting him make the choice. That seems to be the smart and logical way to go.
To the end zone, to the tight end cross, and Brown overshoots his man. And Howard Cross looked as if he had a step.
For those of you that have been out Christmas shopping and you missed the first half of this ball game, the score, that's right, it's the Giants 22 and the Patriots nothing. And it's been all Giants through this entire ball game.
Yeah, some of those folks that are coming back from shopping in Pittsburgh, they might want to send a little gift up to Dan Reeves for the way he's coached his team into this position today. But not over yet. 10 minutes remain in the third quarter, but a touchdown here would almost make it impossible for the Patriots. A blitz, and it works. Crashing through was Teddy Bruschi and Mike Jones. Bruschi from the University of Arizona has 4 sacks this year. Rookie, yeah, he had 52 sacks with the Wildcats to tie Derek Thomas's NCAA record.
Safety blitz, Lawyer Malloy, number 36. He comes crashing in here. Teddy Bruschi, Mike Jones makes the sack, and hey, the Patriots, they had the blitz, get in there, and they needed the sack to take the Giants out of field goal range.
And that's exactly what's happened as ran the punter in.
Well, he'll let the clock run down and just go ahead and take the penalty. Take all the seconds off that you possibly can.
That's exactly right, and there's the whistle and the delay of game.
You know, a field goal by the Giants is huge whenever they get a chance, and they turn down the opportunity to kick a 49-yard field goal, but Dan Reeves likes the way his defense is playing. Keep backing up the Patriots. Make them go the length of the field, because his defense is showing they can make a play every now and then by taking a chance.
And what New England's doing, they're going to refuse the penalty.
Delay on the offense, decline, still 4th down.
The reason they do that, it gives you more room to kick the ball out of bounds with a pooch kick. Now, if Iran's going to kick the football, what he should do is aim for the corner at about the 10-yard line and kick it out of bounds.
So Horan facing apparently a good rush. They 10 men up on the line of scrimmage by the Patriots. And he does aim it toward the corner. And it looks as if he has made a good kick. They're going to mark it at the 6-yard line. 25-yard punt, but that's a solid 25-yarder. Pressure continues on the Patriots.
This is the NFL on NBC.
Well, it's nice to know that president of the Phil Simms fan club is here, appropriately attired.
They brought this guy from a mental institution in an armored truck.
Well, I'm happy to be back, but I don't know if Bill Parcells is real thrilled about what's going on or happy being here today.
And it's a staggering development thus far. From the 6-yard line, Bledsoe gives to Martin. Or is that Meggett? Dave Meggett on first down, and he catches the Giants looking for something else and has a good gain.
Well, he's just looking for something different, and Dave Meggett does a good job of getting to the hole quick. You can see the offensive line, Todd Rucci, Dave Wollabaugh do a good job inside creating a hole for Dave Meggett.
Meggett has rushed for only 102 yards this year, used primarily in third downs. And that's Michael Strahan, and then the backup comes from Chad Bratsky. His first sack today and the first by the Giants.
Michael Strahan, I'm telling you, this guy is having a great game. He goes right by Max Lane, number 68, without even slowing down to get back to Bledsoe. He's the guy that really makes this play. On the left-hand side of your screen, here he comes, 92. Look at that. Max Lane, he spins, and when he do that, Bratsky's right there. Bam. Here it comes. Look, Strahan, right on by Max Lane. Doesn't even slow him down.
Bledsoe from his own end zone. Over the middle, complete to Terry Glenn. And Glenn, first down and much more out to the 39-yard line. A 32-yard pass play.
Well, Drew Bledsoe did a wonderful job of hanging in the pocket, and Terry Glenn, number 88, comes in motion, goes across the formation, and keeps running. That's what makes the play work. The zone broke down because the quarterback had a little extra time to throw the football, and watch Drew Bledsoe. Hangs in the pocket, doesn't panic, lets his receiver get that extra second. That enables Terry Glenn to get open.
And gives Bledsoe now some field to work with, out of deep in his own end. Fires to Glenn again. He's open. Tito Wooten bumps him out of bounds, but it's another first down at the 32-yard line in Giants territory. So 39 and 29-yard plays back-to-back to Terry Glenn.
Well, this is something different. Very few teams do this. Drew Bledsoe has a play-action fake, rolls right, and then throws across the field to the left to Terry Glenn, who is wide open. Every team in the league runs this play. They always bring the receivers to the side of the quarterback. The Patriots change it up, and that's why they get a big play.
So he's well beyond the NFL rookie record, formerly held by Earl Cooper of the 49ers. This one to Meggett at the 28-yard line. Hit hard there by Philippi Sparks. So the Patriots trying to get in a scoring mood, trailing 22-0, midpoint of the third quarter.
Well, they've had their chances. They had to drive before the half where they made some big plays, and again here they can get some momentum going. You never know what can happen, and somebody had to step up, and finally Drew Bledsoe and Terry Glenn, they stood in there and made some plays to give their team a chance.
Sean Jefferson left and Troy Brown right, and Robert Harris offside. Was he drawn?
No, they were both over the center, and both guys went. When one goes, the other one goes along with him.
Encroachment on the defense, number 97, 5-yard penalty.
Harris and Agnew both go at the same time. Wollabaugh is the center, and he doesn't move. And take a look at the center. Just watch the center on the right-hand side. He doesn't move at all, and they move. As soon as he makes contact with the center, they stop the play and penalize the team. Now it's 2nd and short.
2nd and 1 at the 23-yard line. Fake to Meggett, throw to Byers, and he is hit by Sehorn. Keith Byers' first catch today.
Dick, Phil and I were both looking at Byers going out. We both saw Sehorn because he's right in our line, and when Bledsoe threw the ball, it's like, oh no, this guy's going to get killed.
Well, Jason Sehorn is just standing out there waiting for somebody to come in his area. It's a zone coverage. They're rolling to that side, double covering. Why? Because Terry Glenn was up there. They don't want him to beat him. Jason Sehorn standing there waiting for the receiver.
Byers moved from tight end back to the backfield with the injury to Sam Gash, fullback of the Patriots, out the rest of the year. Meggett squashed at the 20-yard line. as Corey Miller and Corey Widmer, two backers for the Giants, make the stop.
Dickie, you know his name you haven't called today at all? Ben Coates has not caught a ball.
Didn't catch a pass last week, and that ended a long consecutive streak for the big tight end, a Pro Bowler, and one of the premier tight ends in all of football.
Have not even thrown the ball in his direction.
He had gone 63 straight games with a catch. Shut out against Dallas, shut out again today. Bledsoe. Too much company. Robert Harris and then Ray Agnew get him down.
You know why they don't throw to Ben Coates? I was just watching him. Jesse Campbell did a great job. Would not even allow him to get a step. When Ben Coates, 87, comes off the line of scrimmage to bottom right, he just can't go anywhere. Now, here's the pit.
Yeah, look at the Giants. They just crushed the pocket. Everybody getting back there. Robert Harris, Ray Agnew. Pressure from the outside makes Drew Bledsoe step up. The interior linemen do a good job of getting in there.
Bledsoe's 4 for 4 on this drive, but he's been sacked twice. That one for a minus 10 yards. And New England will use a timeout. Less than 5 minutes left in the third. Now, Sam Gash, the fullback, didn't carry the ball much this year. Had 33 catches. But what a severe blocker he is, and Curtis Martin has missed him today. Knee surgery out for the rest of this season. Dave Meggett now getting more duty. Martin being rested was unproductive. Third and long. Bledsoe leaves the pocket, hits Meggett. Meggett to the 23. That's far short of a first down. It'll be about 4th and 9. And Bill Parcells wants something and sends in Adam Vinatieri, the young kicker from South Dakota State, who is 26 for 34 this year.
Well, he's kicking a field goal because he's not worried about going for 2. They can't get 6.
41 yards.
The 6 of field goals. We're not going to get any touchdowns.
Yeah, they're actually going to say they'll mark it inside the 41, so 40 officially. And it is good. 22-3. So Bill Parcells at least sees the shutout end at Giants Stadium. You're watching the NFL on NBC. Patriots, the brilliant rookie receiver Terry Glenn going back for attention. He was holding his hip, might have been injured. I think he was hurt before this play, but you see he comes up limping as he runs this pattern.
Yes. On the tackle before this play, he got up limping a little, and then he ran down the field and he realized, hey, that thing is bothering me.
And after that play, he took himself out of the game.
Vinatieri to kick it off. Boy, that's a tough one to handle. Conrad Hamilton. Giant is out to the 27-yard line. A reminder, tomorrow NBC Sports presents more exciting NFL action, 12 noon Eastern. The NFL on NBC, and most of you will see what amounts to a playoff game as Marcus Allen and the Chiefs battle Bruce Smith and the Buffalo Bills. Some of you will see another game with playoff spirit, Carolina's Panthers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. If New England should lose this game, the Steelers need to win tomorrow. They then will get the bye week. If they lose, it reverts back to the Patriots getting the bye. Also, regional action begins at 12 noon tomorrow. 22-3, the Giants. 4 minutes left in the third. And it's Gary Downs out for a good first down gain to the 35-yard line. Well, Bill Parcells, the days aren't always great. This one isn't so far. And last year, he was caught bemoaning the fates of a team not playing very well.
I tell you, we can't play. We can't play. We're too stupid. We can't run the defense we call. I tell you, we're getting our ass kicked. What the hell is that? It's unbelievable.
Well, that really is appropriate to how he must feel today.
Yeah, you're right. It wasn't sunny and warm. You thought that was today's game.
Charles Way around the corner has a first down, and while The Patriots have not been able to establish a running game. The Giants have, and that's 12 yards for Way.
Well, we've said it many times today, Dick. It's just the front people, the Giants, the big offensive line. They're just dominating physically, and Charles Way and Gary Downs showing speed and enthusiasm about running the football, getting up to the line of scrimmage, and they're breaking a lot of tackles.
And these are the lowest paid players on the team. These guys don't make any money compared to the other guys, the guys that are out.
Way with 36 yards rushing had 43 all season. Now it's Downs. On first down, he has about 3 to midfield. Let's go to Jim Gray.
The trainers, Dick, have taken Terry Glenn into the locker room to examine his left hip. They expect that he should be fine. They just want to take a couple of precautions so that he wouldn't be out for the playoffs. Don't think it'll be a problem, and he should return.
All right, thanks, Jim. Meanwhile, Gary Downs has run his rushing total up to 50 yards, and Bill Parcells checking the scoreboard and listening to Bob Shepard's public address call, a veteran voice of sports here in New York, with the Yankees since 46 and the Giants since 56. Professor of speech at St. John's. Underneath to Thomas Lewis, 45. Let's listen to the distinguished Mr. Shepard.
Brown to Lewis, stopped by Clay. Third and 2.
Now, if you don't understand that, folks, you don't understand anything. Third
Bill says
and 2.
Even when he was with the Giants, he get himself caught listening to Shepard. Giving the lineups at Yankee Stadium. It's worth the price of admission to hear him read the lineup.
Such a great tradition, and it really just made this place special because of his voice.
The blitz.
Brown trying to hit Lewis, and he was well covered by Otis Smith. Mr. Shepard.
Brown to Lewis. Meggett is deep. Horan in punt formation.
No wasted words, Dick Enberg. No wasted words.
Beautiful sound.
He couldn't work in TV then.
That's, boy, are you right on there. We get paid by the word.
Look at this kick.
Sails a high kick that Meggett fair catches at the 11-yard line. 1:24 left in the third. I kind of like it. I'd like to adapt that. Did you ever hear the famed
first down New England? Well, you sit there and wait. You're trying to help him draw this stuff out. You know what he's going to say, but you have to wait on it.
But boy, the power of the pause. So here are the Patriots, and from now on, each possession critical to their hopes of the advantage of a bye next week in the playoffs. Bledsoe underneath and drilled. Terry Widmer rips into the receiver Troy Brown.
Well, we've gotten to the part of the game now where you're the New York Giants. You don't even care about their running game anymore. You play pass if you're a defensive lineman. Defensive backs, look for the receivers, jam them, do whatever you can, because the Patriot running game probably will have no factor in the outcome now.
And force him to throw the ball in the middle of the field, which keeps the clock going.
Terry Glenn has returned from the locker room, jogging freely as we see him on the sidelines, to Byers. And Keith Byers' second catch, tackled by Jesse Campbell, again inbounds. Out at the 21-yard line, it'll be 3rd and 1.
Well, another, you look at the pass play here, and it's to Byers. Another short pass play by Bledsoe. He hits Byers, but the interesting thing here, watch what the Giants do. Let's keep him inbound.
Well, and the thing is, that's what says it all. The Giants, this secondary, they're good tacklers, and if you're going to play this style defense, it's imperative that you bring the receivers down once they catch the ball. They've done that today.
Well, still on the sidelines, 3rd and 1, and Meggett has to really battle and does have the first down out at the 22-yard line. And final seconds of the third period. 15 minutes remain for Bill Parcells' New England team. We'll be back after these words from your local station.
presented by the authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the NFL is prohibited.
Welcome back. The fourth quarter opens here at Giant Stadium. Dick Enberg with Phil Simms, Paul Maguire, and Jim Gray. The New England Patriots shot thus far by the New York Giants. 22-3 is the score as Bledsoe fires incomplete. Closest white shirt was Sean Jefferson. That'll bring up second down. Well, at stake in this game today, those of you who have been out shopping or out in Telluride or Aspen or Vail, getting early from the ski slopes, it's 22-3, a team that needed a win. Bill Parcells Patriots to get a week off, an important bye next week, and then the next week have home field. The Giants, nothing at stake. They're out of the playoffs, except they want to give their coach Dan Reeves, and most likely his last game here, a win, his 150th. A diving play by Terry Glenn. Does it count? No, he trapped it. What an effort, though, by Glenn, the rookie from Ohio State.
You know, the thing about this pass play and this reception by Glenn, now whether he makes it or not, we're going to see here on this replay, does this ball hit the ground? No, it does not. That is an excellent catch. And this guy's got a bad hip. He got hurt earlier, came back in, and look at him. He knows he made the catch. He got his arms underneath it, Phil.
I thought so right away, Paul, and he got up. The body language said he caught it and didn't argue with the referee because it doesn't help.
Terry Glenn, who has set a NFL record for a rookie, 87 catches this year, 5 today. On 3rd and 10. Bledsoe. This one is caught by Troy Brown, and Brown legs it to the 38 in Giant territory before he's tracked down by Conrad Hamilton and Percy Ellsworth. 38-yard play.
Well, again, Drew Bledsoe does a good job of standing in there and giving his receivers, again, that little added time to get open because it is a blitz. You can see all the defenders from the Giants there. And Troy Brown down the field with the added time. Look at how long it takes him, number 80, to make the fake and get away from Conrad Hamilton, number 41.
But again, when Bledsoe has the time and he stays in the pocket, the pass was perfect because Conrad Hamilton had some pretty good protection. I mean, defensive.
Tremendous. You know, when you're a defensive back, Paul, and you're running down the field and you cover a receiver like he did that time, you expect it to be okay because the pass rush should get to the quarterback before he's given that much time to get open.
Bledsoe, the field goal in the third quarter ended a string of scoreless quarters at 5. But they haven't had a touchdown in a couple of weeks. 2 field goals last week against Dallas. He gets it off to Meggett at the 40, and Meggett spins to the 34-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 4. Corey Miller makes the stop for the Giants.
There's one that looked like it touched the ground when Meggett went down to get his hands on it, but the official was right there. I mean, first of all, this should have been a sack. And then Bledsoe, look at this, a little sidearm. Does the ball hit the ground?
No.
It was right on his shoe, right on the top of his shoe.
That literally was a shoe top catch.
What? There it is. Oh, no. I thought, that side angles fooled me.
2nd down 4. Underneath. Ben Coates finally has a catch, his first in 2 weeks, but it's only for a yard or 2. Miller makes the stop. 3rd, and it'll be a yard.
Ben Coates is going to go back into Drew Bledsoe and say, wait a minute. Hey, this is my first catch. I'm in the 4th quarter, and you're going to throw me this little baby here where they've got all these guys are going to nail me? Don't throw me the ball. Now Ben Coates is going wide right.
That was Coates' 60th catch of the year. 3rd, it's a long one. Meggett easily for the first down to the 26-yard line. So a flicker of hope for Patriot fans as New England moving the ball well, but they trail 22-3 here in the 4th quarter.
Well, the Giants, the defenders up on the line of scrimmage, got the blitz coming, but this time a good job by the Patriots blocking the front. A good lead block by Keith Myers opening up the hole for Dave Meggett.
Meggett has rushed for 21 yards. Martin benched with only 10 yards rushing in the first half. Their leading runner on the year. On first down, Bledsoe goes for the 6 to Glenn. Touchdown! What a throw! 26 yards to Terry Glenn, the rookie's 6th touchdown of the season on his 90th catch.
He just ran away from Jesse Campbell.
That's all you can say, Paul. He ran away And what anticipation by look at the top of the screen, number 88, Terry Glenn. Watch when the ball is in the air already. Drew Bledsoe just threw it high and soft, and Terry Glenn with that speed and those good feet gets it in the back of the end zone.
That's his 89th catch, but it's for the big 6 as Vinatieri adds the extra point. It is 22-10. And remember, with a 2-point conversion, the Patriots can look at 2 touchdowns from a possible bye after all. Looking out to the state of New Jersey, to the west here of the Meadowlands. 22-10 with 12 minutes plus remaining, and the Patriots working their way late back into this game. Short kick by Vinatieri, and it's taken by the tight end Brian Saxton, and Saxton out to the 28-yard line.
Well, the Patriots getting a little life in their team now. It'll be interesting to see if their defense can come out and kind of keep going what the offense started here. In other words, stop them 3 plays and out, get the ball back in good field position, and really make a game out of it.
First touchdown in 8 quarters for Bill Parcells' Patriots. They go 88 yards in 10 plays. More importantly, they needed only 4 minutes. A 12-point game with 12 minutes left. To the 28-yard line where Chris Slade makes the stop for the Patriots.
We had a discussion while we were away. Let's get into it. I think, along with Jim Gray, we think that, Parcells should have gone for 2 points on that play and get you to 12 and put you within a touchdown and a field goal. You don't agree.
Well, what if
a touchdown and a 2-point conversion and a field goal? Because you're going on the scenario that you would shut the Patriots out, the Giants out for the rest of the game, and I don't know if you can take that as a given. Maybe you should take the chance and do it. I don't know, Paul.
Brown just did elude a vicious rush. Howard Cross, the tight end, was his target. The incomplete pass, a favorite play for New England.
Well, New England forcing the Giants, get them in a passing situation, get to the quarterback. Ted Johnson on the blitz, makes Dave Brown step up, doesn't give him time to look down the field and find an open receiver.
So you changed your attitude now. At the beginning of the ball game, you didn't want him blitzing Brown. You said, why give him the big play? Now you have to blitz.
Well, it was 0-0. Paul, it was 0-0. It's not that score anymore.
But that ball hitting the ground stops the clock, and that favors the Patriots' chances for a comeback. Now 3rd and 10.
Here they come again.
Brown incomplete, intended for Lawrence Dawsey, and 3 and out, and they used literally about a minute on that possession. To be exact, 56 seconds. Of course, there'll be some time on the punt.
See, this is why they should have gone for 2. They stopped the Giants. It should have been within 10 if they got the 2.
Make it at the 30 as Horan comes in to punt.
And there is a little breeze into the face of Mike Horan, the kicker, so this should give Dave Meggett a chance to make the catch.
Oh, they have moved. Hold on. Jason Sehorn moved.
Went for the bluff.
Yeah, I just wonder sometimes why you go for the bluff. Marty Moore, number 58.
Prior to the snap, offense number 31, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Larry Wiggum is 25.
Larry Wiggum, 25, but he moves, and you see Jason Sehorn, 31 of the Giants moving. I don't know why you move. This guy, he's got like 3 yards before he even gets to you, and you're going to back up too.
Well, he's fast, and he's worried. It's...
Fast guys are worried?
No. Jason Sehorn's worried because the other guy's fast.
So you've never worried in your life?
I never worried. I have never had a worry in my life. I've never been fast. Oh. Punter's having a tough
wobbly kick to Meggett at the 39. 45. There he goes. Only the kicker to beat Horan. And Dave Meggett has a touchdown. 60 yards for Meggett. His 7th career touchdown return.
Dave Meggett does, and does it so very well. When he gets the ball, he makes a decision right now. The decision was, I'm going straight up the field and to the outside.
Hey, Paul, you're right. Just like a good quarterback, make the decision and go with it. That's what he does returning punts. He gets it, and right away he knows he's going straight up the field.
Well, Dave Meggett, there must be something about Giant Stadium. He had 6 career punt return touchdowns, all with the Giants, none with the Patriots. He just needed this familiar territory, and you saw him kiss the turf in the end zone. Number 7 for Meggett. And what a big play as Vinatieri now with the extra point. And from 22-0, it is now 22-17 with 11:09 left. The Patriots have scored 14 points in less than 2 minutes. The Patriots have struck quickly. 2 touchdowns in less than 2 minutes, and Dave Meggett, the ex-Giant, 60 yards for his 7th career punt return touchdown, one off the NFL record.
Wasn't Parcells yelling at him in the first quarter?
He sure was. Meggett listens.
You can change your opinion now. He loves him.
Vinatieri to Kevin Alexander. Alexander out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Let's go back to Meggett's run.
This is what I'm talking about, where you make a decision where you're going to go. Watch Meggett now. When he catches the ball, he's going to run to his left. Keep going right here. Oh, keep going. Now hold it. See, here's where he makes the turn. Now he's going to go right. He made the decision, I'm going upfield. Let her go. And here he comes, straight at you, out to the outside, and all he has now is the kicker. And once he does that, it's over. What a great move.
And now with 11 minutes exactly left, and Terry Glenn, who scored the touchdown on the pass play just a minute before Meggett's run, and that Patriot sideline is fired up. Pressure falls on the Giants. Brown tries a shovel pass. It is incomplete. It bounced before Way could pull it in. Meggett is the Giant record holder in punt returns for touchdowns. His first 6 coming here, the last 2 years ago against the Lions. Or Charles weighs 30 in those days, and look at that effort. Emlyn Tunnell, the Hall of Famer, had 5 punt return touchdowns in his great Giant career. Meggett with 6, and now 7. Brown on 2nd and 10. Steps up, sidearms, complete to Dawsey. And Dawsey is close to a first down as he leans to the 34-yard line.
This is a great play by 2 players. First of all, Brown getting away from the rush, and second of all, Dawsey, who comes back and catches the ball falling down.
Watch number 97, Mark Wheeler, get to the quarterback, where I don't see how Dave Brown got away from him. And Lawrence Dawsey doing a good job of stopping, going backwards, and making the catch.
Well, you know, up until that first play that Brown ran only took 5 seconds. They had to get this clock running.
3rd down. It's closer to 2 than 1. And Brown will throw for it. And he's going long. Intercepted by Otis Smith, the former Eagle. And Smith out of bounds at the 36-yard line.
Well, young receiver makes a big mistake. It's not that bad of a throw by Dave Brown. Single coverage against Otis Smith, and Kevin Alexander just does not come back and fight for the football. Otis Smith, now the one thing he does, he waits to the last second and turn and look for the football, but the receiver never let a defender intercept the ball thrown like that. Never.
Smith's 2nd interception of the year, his 12th career. And the Patriots, with all the momentum here in the 4th quarter and trailing by only 5, start at their 35-yard line. Meggett has taken over the game, really, as the runner for Curtis Martin, and with that scintillating punt return for touchdown. As you look at Smith, a pickup that is at the corner, replacing Ricky Reynolds.
And he go back to one other thing before we talk about Smith. On that play, when you get 2nd or 3rd in a couple of yards, so do you go deep? I mean, it's a risky play.
Paul, I don't think they wanted to, but the Patriots blitzed, and they played man coverage. They forced you to take a chance up to the field.
Bledsoe, he goes long for Sean Jefferson, almost pulled it in at the 30-yard line in Giants territory. Jason Sehorn, the defender for the Giants.
You know what I'm seeing up here, and I kind of like it a little bit. They're letting these guys on the outside play. They're letting a little bit of the casual bumping take place. And, you know, no harm, no foul.
That's right. They both were fighting for position somewhat. And Sean Jefferson was a little too preoccupied with Jason Sehorn, and that stopped him from getting enough momentum to get outside to catch it.
Crowd trying to help the Giants. False start, tackle, jump back, Bruce Armstrong, and the noise might have been a factor. Armstrong, the Pro Bowler.
False start prior to the snap. Offense, number 78. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Now Drew Bledsoe looks at 3rd and 13.
Well, there he is. You see it right at the bottom of the screen, number 78, Bruce Armstrong. Parson.
Only the 2nd Patriot penalty today.
Now here are the Giants. Before we saw them a lot of 3-man rush, Phil, with 8 men covering. They got a 4-man rush now.
Drew Bledsoe's been standing in there pretty well, so now you better put some pressure on him instead of waiting.
Here comes Sehorn, corner blitz, and they screen behind him, and Sehorn comes back to make the tackle. What a play!
Just stay with Jason Sehorn. I'm telling you.
Boy, and it's a good play by Jason Sehorn. He's on the blitz. Watch Dave Meggett hit him. It's
31,
a screen.
folks.
31. Lets him go. And this play has big play written all over it. Jesse Armstead, number 98, slows it down just enough so Jason Sehorn can make the play.
Now on to punt comes Tom Tupa with Arthur Marshall back at the 25. Almost blocked by Hamilton. And the Patriots will down it at the 36-yard line. 8 minutes, 40 seconds left in the 4th. Giants by 5. Look at Grant Hill, and his daddy could play at this game. Calvin Hill.
Yes, he could.
Former star at Yale, and then with the Dallas Cowboys. Well, to whom will Santa present the big win gift today? The Giants or the Patriots? 22-17. 8:40 left in the 4th. Give to Downs. Nothing there. Patriots picking up their play and led by Ted Johnson and Chris Slade.
Number 52, Ted Johnson. When you look at this guy, I mean, he is really physical. I looked at his neck yesterday, and it scared me. You got to put a yoke around it. You don't put a necklace.
20-inch neck, he says, and this big guy from Colorado loves to read romantic novels. So I get kidding about it, but they always ask me to read a passage. 2nd down long. Downs wiggles for a yard. Wheeler, Malloy collaborate on the tackle. Less than 8 minutes to go.
As cold as it is here, we had a fumble. We haven't had a fumble, have we?
No, I don't think
we've had one fumble in this ball game.
Surprising. Usually when you get games like this, the field frozen and all these conditions, usually the ball just slips out of somebody's hands, but it hadn't happened today.
And there's some great hits being made here.
Giants led 22-0 at halftime, but have struggled to move the ball. This has been the Giant team, at least the offense, that has ranked last in so many offensive categories this year in the second half. 3rd and 8. McGinnis able to deflect that one, and Brown acting as though that was a fumble, but it was ruled incomplete. Brown started to chase after it.
Well, I thought it might be a fumble because I did not hear the referees blow the play dead, and Willie McGinnis just doing it with speed around Scott Gregg.
Willie McGinnis, look at this. I mean, he just gets his arm in. That ball is thrown forward. That's an incompleted pass. His arm's going forward.
7:17 left. So the Giants on their possessions have not consumed much time at all, giving New England plenty of an opportunity to make this rally. Meggett again at the 22. Lined up that time, and he took a pounding 40-yard kick by Horan, 3 on the return by Meggett to the 25-yard line. And while the Patriot offense and Drew Bledsoe come on the field, a reminder tonight starting at 8, 7 Central, gather the family around. The Christmas classic, It's a Wonderful Life. join NBC's brightest stars in the special 50th anniversary of this timeless holiday film. James Stewart, is it Donna Reed?
Donna Reed, absolutely.
Reed, James Stewart, tonight on NBC.
Favorite movie.
Remember he forgot where he was and everything? Remember when he did that bar?
Yeah.
That was the bartender.
You were the bartender?
Yeah.
Martini. That's his name. I remember.
Right.
I watched it last night.
I was there.
25-yard line. Trails by 5 does Bledsoe. Wheels into Byers. Byers, the playing fullback today, to the 42-yard line. Corey Whitmer got him out of bounds.
Good job by Drew Bledsoe. He wants to go down the field. He feels good. I got plenty of time to throw it down there. Watch his eyes. He looks down. Then he realizes, okay, don't be greedy. Give it to this big guy, and he picks up quite a few yards for you.
At the 42 is Ray Perkins, the offensive coordinator, chewing that gum a little harder. Looking for Coates. He's covered. Tried to deal it to Meggett. Incomplete.
If you want to know why Curtis Martin is not in the ball game, folks, it has nothing to do with him being ill or anything. It's been a coach's decision. Bill Parcells put him down, and I think what he has with Meggett and Byers, a couple of blockers back there, plus guys with great hands.
Good in the passing game. I think you said it right, Paul. They know the blitzing. If the Giants do, these guys pick it up well. And also, I think Dave Meggett, just by carrying the ball and catching a few passes, gets him in the flow, and that helps him on his punt returns too.
Glenn and Jefferson left. You saw Meggett deploy to the right. 2nd and 10. Armstead almost got the Bledsoe. He gets the pass away, completes to Coates for short yardage, and he's ridden down by Bradsky.
That's the same old Ben Coates deal. Now, I know that Bledsoe's having a problem, but you don't throw the ball out there.
Well, this is what they call a zone blitz, and to your right, you see the linebackers blitzing. Chad Bradsky, number 77. Look at him, dropping back in pass coverage, and does a pretty good job. Comes up and tackles Ben Coates.
Well, but Bradsky got some help from the umpire. He got in the way, and he was damn double coverage on Coates.
There you go.
There you go.
3rd and a short 8. 6 minutes remain in the 4th.
Let's come at him again.
Glenn in motion with Sehorn tracking him. Bledsoe throws, complete to Glenn. Thomas Randolph makes the tackle, slows him down. Sehorn catches up at the 40. 17 more yards for Glenn, and now he has 97 catches today, 90 on the year, an NFL rookie record, 111 yards.
I'll tell you, look at when you see right there Bledsoe, he's staying in now. He doesn't have happy feet. He's staying right in the pocket. He's going to take a shot.
That's just talent making that play by the quarterback and the receiver. Terry Glenn was doubled that time. Jason Sehorn behind. They had a safety in front, but they still make the play.
With 5 minutes 15, it's Curtis Martin in the game. He gained only 10 yards on 7 carries in the first half. Doesn't get much here as Robert Harris, the big defensive tackle, makes the stop.
Now that time Bledsoe ran a toss, gave it to Martin, and ran all the way over here to talk to Parcells.
Martin lost a yard.
He told Bill, I'm sure, he said, I like this play. He's got a feeling about somebody in the field told him, or just what he sees in the defense.
Glenn, the man to watch. He's to the right, and Jefferson left. He's single covered, and they toss to Martin. It's a reverse to Glenn. Read well by the Giants. Very well. A loss back to the 43. Bradsky and Agnew spoil the play.
Chad Bradsky, that guy right there, number 77, stay at home. He's got one job. If they're going away, I can't catch it. If they're coming my way, I'm going to get it. Watch what Bradsky does. He reads it. Now look at him. Slide the outside. Bledsoe's the only guy going to block him, and he's not going to block Bradsky. Look at this play. That's outstanding.
It's a good play, and that's the play Drew Bledsoe said run, because they ran the toss before. He saw no backside pressure, so he told him that. But the next play, there's always a different situation.
Bradsky celebrating a new 2-year contract. Less than 4 minutes to go. 3rd and long. 13 to go. Bledsoe under pressure. Throws. What a catch! Lying down with Troy Brown and caught the ball flat on his back. Oh, my. It's very close to a first down.
So much for cold weather, Phil Simms.
Oh, what a catch.
The balls are supposed to be hard. The kickers can't kick it, but I'll tell you what, the catchers can catch it. That was a great catch.
marked at the 29-yard line. A first down. What a clutch catch by Troy Brown. Used sparingly, had only 14 receptions all year. Keeps the drive alive. Bledsoe to Jefferson, who is the fastest of the Patriot receivers, but a half step short of a touchdown.
And what's happening to this defensive line of the Giants, and they've been out there a long time, they're just hand fighting now. Before, at the beginning of this game, the first quarter, second quarter, and in the third quarter, they were coming upfield. Now they're trying to get their hands on the offensive players, and they're kind of riding these guys around. The offensive line of the Patriots have taken over.
22-17. Two rival coaches with high respect for one another. You look at Drew Bledsoe's numbers really increasing in this second half, over 200 yards passing. 2nd and 10. Ben Coates in motion. Giants show blitz. Bledsoe hits the young receiver, Glenn, again, and that'll be good for a first down at the 16-yard line. 13 more yards. Wooten made the stop.
Well, the Giants keep blitzing and the Patriots just keep picking it up. One thing about Bill Parcells' team, they're always going to be well schooled in picking up blitzes. Keith Byers picks up the outside blitz by Corey Miller, and look at the lane that Drew Bledsoe has to throw the football in.
The Woolaball, Cratch, and Roberts just opening a huge avenue. 2:35 left as Meggett gets out of the tackle. Michael Strahan, however, slowed him down until help arrived, and Jesse Armstead makes the play for a loss.
That's the play to run the ball down, to run the clock down to the 2-minute warning.
Now they'll get another play off before than they should. He's trying to, Drew Bledsoe sees the clock, trying to hustle the offense up, and hey, we know it's 4-down territory now, so you might as well take your time and make sure you run a proper play.
2nd and 12. Again, Coates in motion. And a flag down, no play. That usually means full start. Just Meggett.
Dave Meggett, that's right.
Full start prior to the snap. Offense number 22. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
And that's at 2:01 with 1 second before the 2-minute warning.
That may be a haste makes waste play. They were hurrying to get a play in. Not everyone set. So a 5-yard penalty back to the 23.
But Dick, when you have a passing game like the New England Patriots have, and you've got guys like Glenn that get downfield, you need as much space as you can. Well, this penalty did not hurt him.
Yeah, that's a good point, Paul, because it just gives them a little more room, and maybe gives those receivers just enough to make it to get in that hole to make a completion.
2nd down, 15. Bledsoe, it's tipped. Incomplete. Jesse Armstead very close to the interception. And that's the 2-minute timeout with 1:56 left. Patriots trying to rally to a big win. For those of you not with us, in the first quarter, Bledsoe, trying to throw from his own end zone under pressure from Michael Strahan, ruled that he threw this one away illegally. A penalty flag down and a safety awarded, so that accounts for the 5-point difference. Otherwise, the Patriots would be in field goal range for a tie. Now 2 plays, 3rd and 17. Flag down, offside. Giants, Bledsoe throws. Incomplete and almost picked off by Jesse Campbell.
No, Bledsoe threw that because he knew he had the free play. I mean,
absolutely.
Otherwise he would never throw that ball. At least I hope he would never throw it in that corner like that when there are 3 Giants sitting there.
No, he knew he had them all sides, and he was looking in the end zone to make the big play.
Offside. Defense. Number 92. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
While we were away, Phil, you made a comment. These 2 plays are for a season.
Oh, I think they are. I mean, to think that the Patriots, if they lose this game, can go home, win a wild card game, and go on the road for 2 and win. That's an awful tough scenario for a team that just can't come out and dominate you physically. So
versus getting a bye week, and then you only have to win 2 games, one of them at home, to go to the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Well, these are the 2 plays. Now 3rd and 12 with Glenn in motion. And they throw back to Meggett the other way. Meggett, one of the stars for the Patriots, is smothered at the 13-yard line by Jason Sehorn. Sehorn, certainly a star for the Giants, as an interception for a touchdown today.
In New England, you take a timeout. Even though you only have 2, take one now. Go over to the sideline to decide on what you're going to do. It's 4th down.
Bill is right there that time. The Patriots had somebody going in motion, and Drew Bledsoe forgot to send him across, and that guy was in way of the screen, and that's what Bill Parcells was talking about.
Well, he had Glenn in motion, and when Glenn goes in motion, comes behind Bledsoe, nobody went with him. I mean, if they look at that from upstairs, there wasn't a soul, because it looked like it was going to be a reverse of some kind, and it didn't happen. When Glenn goes back, nobody went with him.
They need to get to the 6-yard line for a first down. The ball rests just inside the 14.
Phil, here's where Glenn is at number 88 is in motion late, but he does get wide open, but they have the screen called and Bledsoe's going. Once Glenn gets to the outside on the top, look at him. There's not a soul out there with him, but they had the screen called, and it was a good play call. He's just late, like you said.
What a call. 4th down and 7. Trailing by 5 at the 14. Bledsoe to Coates, complete at the 1. And Coates struggles. Did he make it? No signal yet. Now touchdown. The New England Patriots have rallied all the way back from a 22-0 halftime deficit, and with 1:23 seconds left, have taken the lead for the first time, 23-22, and now will go for 2 points, so that a field goal would only tie them.
There's going to be 1:23, and the Giants have 3 timeouts, but they have just really lost all momentum in the second half.
Now for the 2-point conversion. And timeout called by the Giants.
Ben Coates, I'm sorry, Dick.
That's a critical timeout, perhaps, when you're trying to catch up with 1:23 left.
Well, Ben Coates, the Giants play zone. He goes down the field, and he just uses his big body, pushes off Conrad Hamilton, creates the hole, and then Drew Bledsoe fires a strike, sticks him right in the chest. But this play was created by just the size of Ben Coates, because really, as you can see, the 2 defenders, he was doubled down there. They were taking care of the inside receivers, but his size created that play for the New England Patriots.
Well, when you saw that one that Bratsky knocked down of Bledsoe's, that time Ben Coates was the exact same play. He was wide open, so they just went back to it. Bill Parcells. He was worried about this game. He really wasn't. Well, he didn't want to come here. He didn't want to play this game.
Now we have the 2-point conversion try with Byers in motion. Bledsoe to the end zone and knocked away by Maurice Douglas, the veteran safety. So it remains a 1-point game, 23-21. And the Giants will have a chance yet to spoil the, 23-22, a 1-point game, and a chance for the Giants still to spoil the playoff plans of a bye week for the Patriots.
And I agree with you, Dick. I think that was a critical timeout that the Giants took. They had 3 timeouts with 1:23 to go, because when you're running a 2-point play, the clock doesn't run. So they're going to have all of that time. Now they're down to 2 timeouts.
Well, but it was well worth it, Paul, not to contradict your, always to argue against you.
I like that.
But it keeps it now. Field goal wins the game instead of tying it. 1:23, 2 timeouts, trying to get in field goal position.
Is enough?
That's plenty enough for a quarterback and an offense usually to move it 30, 40, 50 yards to kick a field goal.
What win there is will be against the Giants. That's but remember, right. They do have one of the strongest legged kickers in the league in Delwiso, who is connected this year, longest of 46, but is hit from 54.
Can I get to the point of this game where we always get to it, and I don't like? Phil, if New England, do they go into prevent now and give them? I mean, here's what happens.
A lot of tough questions.
Well, that's not tough. You keep going with what you've been doing in the second half. You have to be aggressive on defense. They've gotten back into this game because they've confused the Giants. Stay after them.
The Giants to the 36-yard line. Good field position as Conrad Hamilton returns the kickoff, and Vinatieri is in on the tackle.
And that return almost ensures that the Patriot defense now must be aggressive, because they can't play that give and that bend and don't break defense, because good field position by the Giants.
They've got 6 defensive backs in the game. Now that tells me prevent.
Giants, the second half, have punted 5 times and intercepted once, and they've been 3 and out their last 3 possessions. And Giant fans know that feeling. There have been too many of those this year. Brown throws, incomplete, intended for Callaway, and a flag down.
Excuse me, Dick, I said 6 defensive backs. How about 7 defensive backs in the game?
Looked like Ty Law, the second-year corner, there too soon.
That play took 4 seconds, folks.
Interference, defense, number 24, first down.
So Ty violated the law. Interference to the 45.
Ty Law and Chris Callaway, you could see that left hand wrapped around the side of Chris Callaway. The officials never missed that call.
9-yard penalty. Shotgun, which Giants used today for the first time this season. This throw not near the receiver as Dawsey went inside and Brown threw outside.
Phil, you know, they're in a little bit of a prevent, but I'm going to tell you one thing about when I see this. You got 7 defensive backs, and when that whole thing opens up, the middle is open. They're going to give you the middle of the field. And if Brown would send a couple of guys to the outside and just bring somebody over the middle of the field, they're going to be open.
You know, that jet job is still open.
I know it's open, and I'm rooting for it right now. I may take the jet job. They got some pretty good personnel now.
Brown has completed only 1 of his last 9 throws. And 2nd and 10. Pressure comes. Brown steps up. Throws incomplete. No one there. Receivers well covered that time. Good defense.
That's what it was, Dick. It's pressure by this Patriot defense again, and the receivers, man coverage down the field. The Giants have struggled all year getting away from it. Al Grove, the defensive coordinator, calling the signals. I'm sure they'll stay with that type of defense.
Well, on 4th down, Drew Bledsoe, 13-yard touchdown to Ben Coates, with all the plums sitting out there for the Patriots, and they've delivered. Now it comes to 2 plays for Dave Brown and the Giants to stay alive for a field goal try. 3rd and 10. Slade comes in, and Brown steps away. Struggles out to the 48-yard line, and the clock runs 53 seconds. And a timeout called by the Giants. 4th down and about 6.5. Oh. Bill Parcells can taste that bye. Well, just as a diversion, you folks stay with us, as coming up next, NBC Sports presents the Lexus Challenge, hosted by our friend Raymond Floyd. Lots of celebrities, the likes of Joe Pesci and Sean Connery, Kevin Costner, Ken Griffey Jr., with the great names of golf, Arnold Palmer, Chi-Chi, and our host Raymond Floyd. Coming up next here on NBC. And stay with us for a post-game report. Guys back in our NBC studios, NFL on NBC studios, will have their comments on the game. And well, both Bill Parcells and Dan Reeves could have a lot to say after this game. Jim Gray down there will corral them. 4th down. This would be it for the Patriots. Brown searching. It hits. Oh my! Chris Callaway. A timing pattern. Callaway fairly well covered by Ty Law. Turned, and the ball was there. 12 yards and a 1st down at the 40, and the Giants still alive for a field goal.
Perfect pass. Well, that's right, Paul. You can't defend a perfect pass. Dave Brown anticipated, and he threw it right into the stomach of Chris Callaway.
They only need another 10 yards.
45 seconds left. Safety blitz. Brown saw it coming. Throws it away.
Well,
39 seconds.
I'm going to bring up something that you talked about after looking at the films of the Giants. These guys can't get open. I mean, they got open in the first couple, 3 quarters of this ball game, but here there's man-to-man. They ran a blitz. I understand that. Brown rolls out. There were 3 guys in the pattern, and all 3 guys were covered.
Well, I know, and the few passes that You've seen him complete, Paul. It takes the perfect throw to get it in there. And, you know, that's the one thing they like on offense is just that real big breakaway threat. Of course, everybody would love to have a Terry Glenn, but the Giants just do not possess that type of player.
Fairly rare day in terms of the wind, not strong winds, very light winds. Brown hit, tries to throw it away. That'll cost the flag. Oh, that was a very unwise choice by Brown. Now he loses yardage as well as the down, as Jerome Henderson came in on the blitz.
Well, the Patriots keep coming with the pressure. They got 3 down linemen. And they bring 2 outside guys on the blitz, and the Giants are not ready for it. Don't pick it up, and that causes Dave Brown to get sacked.
But then to throw the ball away, too, and lose yardage on the penalty.
Have intentional grounding on the offense. Loss of down. Be 3rd down at the spot.
Look outside, the 2 outside defenders on the screen coming. The Giants pick up 1. The one from the top comes free. The offensive guard, Lance Smith, cannot get out in time to pick up the speed rusher.
So you lose the down and the yardage from where Brown threw the ball, which would be no different than the sack.
For 25 seconds, we will run 10 seconds off the clock due to the illegal forward pass.
Plus you're behind.
Well, there's the big insult of all. Now they take 10 more seconds off the clock because of a penalty.
That's in the last 2 minutes. 25 seconds show. And the Bill Parcells can breathe a little easier. Clock starts to run. Another 5 seconds used before the snap. Brown steps up. Throws. Incomplete. As it bounds away from Thomas Lewis. That would have been right at the 1st down sticks.
Oh, that was the game. I mean, that puts them in field goal range, everything.
And that ball was perfectly thrown.
Oh, Dave Brown creates it, steps up, gets out of trouble. Look at this, throws it sidearm, and look where this ball goes. Oh. Right in the middle of Thomas Lewis, and he drops it.
It goes through his hands and hits him in the head.
Oh.
4th down, and the 1st down would be a play inside the 30 of the Patriots. And the Patriots call time here. They want to be sure that they're set. 13 seconds left.
Well, they did not line up well with that formation, so that was a good job by the Patriots calling a timeout.
Patriots are out of timeouts, and the Giants still have 1. So if they do get the 1st down, they have time, which would really put them in field goal range inside the 30-yard line. They have time to stop the clock and then kick the field goal.
Well, usually in these situations, 3rd and long or now 4th and long, the Giants and Dan Reeves, he loves to take the quarterback, roll him out, give him some extra time and let the receivers go down the field and make a couple moves to try to get open usually in a crease, because you always think that a defense will play zone 4th and long.
And now let's look at the defensive part of it. Now, when you do that, you talk to your defensive players. Be patient. Don't try to do something you're not supposed to do. Just stay where you're supposed to stay.
Good point.
21 yards to go for a 1st down on 4th down. Anything less than that, and the Patriots have a very dramatic victory and very important one for their highest playoff hopes.
Look at that. The 7 defensive backs are at the 40-yard line and deeper. They're just waiting back there. It's like having a picnic. Look at all these guys. Look to the right of your screen, folks.
Giants come out with a flood formation to the left, and that would be the way that he would roll if Phil Simms is on the same page with Reeves. Brown doesn't see the sack coming, and he throws left-handed incomplete. It doesn't matter, and the Patriots deserve to celebrate. What a comeback for them. Chris Slade with a sack. Well, you saw that smile when it belonged to the Giants, and twice for Super Bowl championships. Bill Parcells comes back. If you weren't with us early, he said, I hate this game. I hate coming back to this stadium where there's so many memories. I don't like the fact I have to win and beat people I like, the Giants. And you could really see it in his face at the start of the game. And then to fall behind 22-0. How dismal it looked at halftime. And he was able to rally his Patriots to a 23-22 win.
And his biggest concern of all, though, Dick, winning this football game going into a game where no matter what you tell your players, are they emotionally and physically ready to play a team where they think and know that they're better than them?
There it is, the final play, and the Patriots for the first time since 1978, when it was Grogan and Sam Bam Cunningham and Harold Jackson and Russ Francis, will have a playoff game at home, and more importantly for Parcells, a bye to get ready next week. Dan Reeves, Monday the announcement will come. After 4 years, no longer the head coach of the New York Giants. It'll be the 149 wins, and Jim Gray is with Dan Reeves.
All right. Thank you very much, Dick. Dan, can you explain your emotion right now?
Well, it's disappointment. I mean, you blow a lead like that, it's disappointment. We had opportunities to win the game. You got to give them credit. I mean, they hung in there and came back and won it, but tremendous disappointment when you blow a lead like that.
How difficult has this week been for you?
The whole year's been difficult. Not just a week, about a whole year.
Are you absolutely certain what the outcome of this meeting will be Monday?
I have no idea.
Would you like to continue coaching, Dan?
I don't know.
Okay, Dan, thank you for your time. Dick?
Thanks, Jim. Persistent, and it's going to be a tough time when this is all assimilated for Dan Reeves, but meanwhile, for every depth, the lows of this game, there are highs, and Bill Parcells experienced the full range today. A painful first half, and then an exhilarating climax for the New England Patriot coach. The Patriots, the champions of the AFC East, bye, then home in the playoffs. The final, 23-22 for Paul Maguire, Phil Simms, Jim Gray, and all of us at NBC Sports. Merry Christmas, happy holiday, everyone. This is Dick Enberg saying so long from the Meadowlands. We go to Greg Gumbel in our NFL and NBC studios in New York.
All right, Dick, thank you. Coming up on the post-game report, we'll be heading back to the Meadowlands for interviews from the winning Patriots. We will look ahead to tomorrow's big slate of games. That includes Kansas City at Buffalo. The winner of that game claims a playoff spot. There's lots ahead on the post-game report right after these words from your local station. Hi, everyone. Greg Gumbel along with Joe Gibbs, Mike Ditka, Chris Collinsworth. Welcome back to our studio. The Patriots come back to win a thriller 23-22. That clinches the #2 spot in the AFC for New England and a first-round bye. There are most definitely some unhappy Pittsburgh Steelers around. And once again, the Meadowlands proves to be a terrible place to be if you're the home team. The New York Jets blow a 20-7 lead last week, and the Giants blow a lead today. You said it's pretty significant that Chris Slade made that final tackle.
Well, here's a guy in Chris Slade, and you talk about Bill Parcells, the master motivator, perhaps, I don't know, but earlier this year, he put Chris Slade on the bench and really wanted to see him with a bit of a wake-up call. And maybe today, that entire defense, really, in the second half, the way that they played in that first half to come out and shut out the Giants in the second half of that game, give the offense a chance, that was really the difference.
Speaking of wake-up calls, we speculated at halftime that Bill Parcells would be doing anything and everything he had to do in that locker room because the Patriots had played so poorly in the first half. Yet the report we got from the Meadowlands was that he was very cool and calm and quiet. That surprised you?
I was surprised because, you know, knowing Bill Parcells, he's normally explosive. He's a little bit more like this guy sitting on my right. You know what I mean? And so I figured it was going to be an explosion. Although I will say this, Greg, a coach has to have a certain feel. He, for some reason, his own feelings about his team said, hey, that's not the approach to take. And I think that's the #1 thing for a coach. You got to have a feel when to get on them, when to pick them up a little bit, and I think that's the key thing the coach has to have. Parcells thought, hey, today wasn't the day to get on them.
See, if Parcells doesn't explode, Mike feels that gives coaches a bad name.
Not necessarily, but I think what he probably did was right. But we don't know what he said in there. We only heard what he said. He might have said more than we heard. But I'll tell you one thing. If New England plays the way they're playing right now in the playoffs, they will be out of there before you can say Jack snap. That's all I'm going to say. They ran the ball today, not totally ineffectively. They had to come back with a passing game. Defensively in the first half, they were beat up. Giants reverted back to form, and Dave Brown went back to form. He did nothing in the second half.
Okay, one of the important players for the New England Patriots today, Troy Brown. Big catch in a big game for the Patriots. A few moments ago, he talked with Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Greg. I'm here with Troy Brown. Troy, you had that incredible, great catch down the stretch there. You were laying on your back. Tell us about it.
I think we just had a plan where I had an in cut and Terry going underneath to draw the defense away from me. And we threw the balls a little bit behind me and low. And I just want to make that catch, man, because our whole season is riding on that, man. We want to get that bye in the playoffs and just take it on to the Super Bowl, man.
Down 22-0 at the half. What did Bill Parcells say? He told us at halftime he was pretty calm.
He didn't say anything. Didn't say anything.
Not a word.
We just came out.
What'd you guys say amongst yourselves? What sparked this comeback here?
Well, everybody was doing a lot of talking, so, you know, we want everybody to just be quiet, no talking, and just get this thing over with. Come back out here and put some points up on the board, man, because we know we can do it. You know what kind of offense we have is very powerful, man, and we can put some points up there, so we know we can come back.
Enjoy this victory in the bye week, Trey.
All right, thank you.
All right, let's send it back to Greg Gumbel in our studios.
All right, Jim. Joe Gibbs with one of the great lines of this season. So much for halftime adjustments. We'll take a time out here. When we come back, we'll have something to say about tomorrow's huge game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. We'll continue on the post-game report in just a moment. Welcome back, everyone. We turn our attention now to tomorrow's action with several key games here on NBC. The biggest of those, Kansas City at Buffalo. Despite very good starts, the Chiefs 8-3, the Bills 9-3. Both teams are now 9-6. The winner of this game clinches a wild card. The loser, in all probability, is out of the playoffs.
Our playoffs begin now. So we play the Kansas City Chiefs here at home. Rather play them here than there. Not that it assures you of anything, but the two toughest crowds to play against are in Kansas City and Pittsburgh. They're tough, and I challenge our fans to be as tough.
Both teams find themselves in the same boat, and that includes not having played well lately.
You can take all the stats and everything you want. The bottom line is we've given up too many points, and we haven't scored enough points. So that's the problem. Now, whether we solve it or not, that remains to be seen. We'll answer it on Sunday.
The health of Jim Kelly will be a factor, and that hasn't gone unnoticed by the Chiefs.
You know, Kelly is a little banged up. You know, he has real problems, and you know, you can tell he's hurt. He's not scrambling as much as and he wants calm. He wants to stay in the pocket and complete balls, and I think that it's costing him a lot of hits. You know, on the quarterback, they haven't been doing a very good job up front protecting him, but yet, you know, if they get the running game, they take a lot of pressure off of him.
We're at home, and I'm sure that the stands are going to be packed, so we can make the Kansas City Chiefs feel what they make us feel when we go to Kansas City. I mean, I think that's only fair.
As bad as things have been the last few weeks, I think if you win this week and get the playoffs, I think it starts a whole new ballgame. I think you can certainly forget anything that's happened prior to that because the slate's clean. It starts over. You lose, you go home.
You know, it's not unusual for us to talk about the fact that the quarterback position is the most important position on the field, yet I find it amazing that not just one, but both of these teams come into the biggest game of the season, and they're both having quarterback troubles.
Yeah, they sure are. But, you know, I think with the Buffalo Bills, you've got a situation where Jim Kelly's had too much of the burden on him here lately. When Thurman Thomas hurt that ankle, that's when this offense really started to slip. We saw Jim Kelly make a couple of drives in the ball game last week against the Miami Dolphins, but this has never been a football team that they want to win the game strictly throwing the football. And Thurman, whether or not that ankle is healthy or not, I think is the entire key to the game tomorrow.
Okay, Kansas City at Buffalo. What's the most important aspect of this game, Joe?
I think one of the most important assets is home field advantage. Hey, listen, we were there. We've been there for playoffs. This guy right here almost got killed there when we went up to playoff before. Hey, it is snow. People are mad, and this is a crowd. Now, if you want to see some psychology being played here, Marv Levy, you notice what he did right there, and coaches have been known to do this. He's calling on the crowd, stirring things up. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see him on the sideline going, hey, let's get it up there. Let's get the tempo up. And you used to do that at Chicago.
Marv would not do that. He's not allowed to do that. We don't allow that. That would be a coach showing emotion. Why would we have any coaches showing emotion? That would be silly. Yeah, why break tradition? Just stand out there like a dummy. Well, I want to bring up one point. Buffalo is -9 in turnovers for the year. That's the key to the football game. Forget the quarterbacks. If they don't turn it over, they win the football game. If they turn it over, they don't win the football game. It's that simple.
The man is a man of logic. We'll take a timeout and come back and wrap things up on the post-game report in just a moment. Welcome back, everyone. The New England Patriots rallied to beat the New York Giants today, 23-22. The big point in the game, Dave Meggett's return of a punt for a touchdown. A short while ago, he talked with Jim Gray.
Thank you very much, Greg. Dave Meggett, who broke the game open with that big punt return. Dave, what was going on in that locker room with Bill Parcells afterward? There's got to be some kind of relief based on going in 22-0 at halftime.
Well, absolutely. You know, the big guy, you know, actually almost shed a tear. You know, something. Well, it was the second time I've seen a situation like that. But, you know, he was just excited for, you know, for the guys that we were able to come back, you know, after being, you know, a deficit like that, after being down at halftime. You know, Giants were playing really well, you know, so it was just a great situation. He just felt, you know, happy for the team that we had that kind of, you know, ability to be able to come back from a deficit like that.
That emotional, huh? What did he say?
You know, he just, you know, happy for the guys. You know, he just said this is definitely one of the best games he's been a part of, you know, and he just, you know, just something that we have to build on. But, you know, we just can't play like that during the playoffs.
Enjoy the bye week.
Thank you very much.
Let's send it back to Greg Gumbel in our studios.
All right, Jim Gray, this could really be a microcosm of what Dan Reeves' tenure at the Giants was all about today. Great coaching job and not enough talent to hold on to it.
Well, as a quote of a very wise man who once was fired, he said, "And this too shall pass." And Dan, this will pass. And you'll find out one thing. Your golf game will get a hell of a lot better.
All right, Mike, as we say so long, we acknowledge the men and women here at NBC who worked so hard in bringing you today's broadcast. The executive producer of NBC Sports and the producer of today's Patriots-Giants game is Tommy Roy. The coordinating director of the NFL on NBC and the director of today's Patriots-Giants game is John Gonzalez. The NFL on NBC is produced by Ricky Diamond and directed by John Gilmartin. Co-producer Billy Matthews. Our technical directors Mitch Geller and Barry Sprague. Join us tomorrow at noon Eastern Time for the NFL on NBC. Bob Costas talks with the 5 key members